Like I try to, if I'm intelligent on a topic, then yes, I'll speak my mind. But if I don't know nothing about it, then I'll try to just listen in and then kind of feed off of who else is in the panel. In this certain case, it's just you and me, so I'm just feeding off of what you give me at the same time.
I appreciate that. On the scale of 1 to 10, how exciting do you think you are when you join a broadcast?
Oh, like a five,
Like
brother.
a five. Okay.
Maybe no. I mean, way less. Like realistically speaking, probably like a two, but like a five, giving myself a little leeway. But
So
a
you
two.
create yourself on a curve.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. Like it depends on the topic, really. Like sometimes I join and I have a lot to say, and sometimes I join and I'm just here to listen.
Understood. Makes sense. All right, who we got here? Jackson. Where are you from, Jackson?
Not too much. It's nice to meet you, man.
Great to meet you. Where are you from, kind sir?
I'm from Oregon. I'm 24, United States Marine Corps veteran, and I voted for Donald J. Trump.
All right, and what brings you up here?
Um, I love the prompt. It's absolutely what we see. The right, we actually give a fuck about people, and the left literally just piss and moan and burn down cities. I'm tired of it. This is not what I like. Seeing what they do is not what I fought for, and not what veterans of the past fought for. And I'm glad that they're getting what they deserve right now.
You voted for Donald Trump. Give Donald Trump a grade. His first 8 months and 4 days back in office.
I'd say about 90%.
All right, give me your number one criticism of him these first 8 months.
Uh, sending so I get it, sending money over to other countries, but we got a lot of shit that we still need fixed here. Like I, I wish he would spend a little bit more time helping out the homeless veterans.
Okay, I respect that. Is you're again sending money to Ukraine? I assume.
No.
Wait,
Thanks,
hold up.
Calvin.
So don't tell me you're going to be one of these motherfuckers that come up here and say, "I'm okay with sending money to Ukraine, but not the state of Israel." You're not one of
Oh,
those, are you?
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
okay, okay, good.
no, no. I support Israel like
Oh, great. Okay,
1,000%.
good. So, what did you mean by sending other countries money?
Well, so we already know what Doge found out at USAID. Just seeing what all of our tax dollars were going to for so many years, it was so ridiculous. And I want all that money to either go towards like most of that money to go towards bringing our debt down, and then the rest of it I want to allocate it out to the rest of the
Can
taxpayers.
I tell you something? As a Republican, the one thing that I was always, not always, but for a while, I was adamant about worrying about the debt. And I'm just being honest with you. My thought process is I have given up on that because Republicans, whenever a Democrat is in office, they are more responsible and watch everything that we spend. However, whenever a Republican's in office, especially under Trump, they don't give a fuck. So this whole let's cut down on the debt and shit like that, that's not happening anytime
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, I kind of see that. They kind of just, I mean, it's kind of like the left. They kind of just spend and like they'll always talk a big game about it, but
Hmm.
I don't see it happening.
Well, everybody talks a big game when they're running for office, right? It's all about what you do once you're there. But Piss, where are you from, Piss?
New Jersey.
Wait, where?
Bucks. I'm still in New Jersey.
Is this concoctor?
Yeah, I gotta get
Why
out of
is
this
your what is your
place.
name? Why is your name Piss Packer?
Mm, My mother, my mother is a Wallio. My father's a mom back, and I often don't treat equipment very well, and that's what happens when you pack the piss over a truck, man. The things malfunction on you.
Wait, what?
I lost.
Basically, I hold neither a DD-214 saying I served in the military or a PhD, but anyone who holds an A901 permit or what New Jersey calls certificate of convenience considered to be a reliable, dependable individual. If that makes any sense.
Concoctor,
As
I'm
far
gonna
as
be
that,
honest. You're Concoctor. You're a good man. Okay, I will say this,
I would
and for
hope.
you to come on TikTok publicly and admit that you received stolen valor, I believe you said, and that was all because of Daniela's success on MTV. Correct?
It's interesting you should bring that up because
Okay.
I don't have to say any prayer for her to go into. She said that if Neftali Bennett was elected Prime Minister of Israel, she would get her kids and run for it, indicating to me that nobody needs the opinion of some sorry ass bald idiot running around with funny clothes in New Jersey or anywhere else. She's able to make those decisions for herself without anyone else. So that problem is solved.
Can I tell you?
My
Somebody
mother
sent me
told
a
me that the
photo.
Marines did me a
Look,
favor by not allowing me to join, and she was proven right.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't Concoctor. I really don't know. Every time you join, I have no clue how to handle you, bro.
What's up, my friend?
What's up?
I'm still fighting the liberals, man.
Good. I'm proud of you, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, I love
Concoctor,
you.
go.
Hey, man.
How's everything, bro? What country are
Yeah,
you in again?
Holland, the Netherlands.
Oh, yes.
You know me.
Um, and you love Donald Trump all the way from there, so you're a good
Yeah,
man.
100,000%. And but I wanted to come up real quick to say that you're the only one who's making sense on this motherfucking app, man, with these fucking people, man. I
I don't
respect
know
it
about
a lot, man.
that.
And I always tune in, man. So I
Well, I
just want to,
appreciate you, bro. I
you know,
appreciate you.
keep doing
Are you
what you're
still
doing.
running lives?
Yeah, hell yeah, every day, talking shit to the liberals.
Hey, may I ask a question?
Hold on. Let me see what. Jess, where are you from, Jess?
I'm from Georgia.
And what brings you up, love?
Daniela.
Probably the divisive background you have.
Nah, come
Elaborate.
on. It's true. It's facts.
I don't want to hear from anybody but Jess, please. Go ahead,
Okay.
Jess.
I'm gonna go, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
the
go.
divisive
Good, brother.
background that you have, race
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me
baiting.
more.
You
Why is
did
it
pretty much doing the same shit Charlie Kirk did,
okay?
but not as well.
Okay, well, let's just start off with: are both photos factual? Like they are accurate? They're not AI.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So my question is, why has there been a different type of response? Why do you think that is?
Well, number one, Charlie Kirk was killed by one of his own people, and so here's the thing: when it first happened. And I'm using air quotes, before they knew who did it, they assumed it was somebody who was from the left or somebody who was black. And
But
as
it's,
a
well, to be
result,
clear, they are from the left.
can I finish?
But
No,
hold on, I
they're
just want to
not.
be clear. I want
They're
to be
not. They're
clear.
not. So
Okay, stop, Jess. Stop,
as a
Jess.
result,
Jess,
you
stop.
interrupted me.
Ma'am,
Jess,
this is his
stop.
show.
Stop. Up top, I don't want to hear from you either. Just with all due respect, the when the FBI and the local authorities in Utah held their press conference, did you hear anything that would point that he was from the right?
Let me circle back to that because I don't want to
Okay, of
forget what
course.
I was saying.
Okay.
So listen.
Yeah, Kasaki. Go
So,
ahead.
so as a result, everybody assumed that the shooter was black or they were from the left or something like that. And as a result, HBCUs were receiving threats. They had to lock down.
Wait. So you're
So
assuming the person was a Kirk or a Trump supporter, right?
I just want to finish what I'm saying.
But do you
Why are you
understand how
interrupting every
asinine you
three
sound?
seconds?
You understand
No,
how asinine you sound?
I'm telling you what actually happened.
Do
So
you
it's
have
not
proof? Okay, no problem. No problem.
so I'm
Stop.
not sounding asinine. I'm just telling you what happened, okay?
You
So
have
anyway, so
stop,
as
Jess.
a
Stop, Jess. Stop, Jess.
Jesus Christ,
Stop.
you
You
guys
have
are impossible.
Jess. Once again, anytime you spew bullshit, I will
I
cut
did
you off.
not. It's not bullshit.
Okay, no
It's a
problem.
fact.
Answer me directly, please. Tell me one quote from the news conference about the shooter that would point to him being from the right. Go.
Is that what you got stuck on?
Okay. No, no problem. We'll go to another. We'll go
Is
to
that
another
what you
point.
got
No, hold
stuck
on one
on?
second. Stop. Then we'll go to another
I
point.
was
Point to one thing that has come out that the person that called the HBCUs was a Kirk or a Trump supporter.
so listen, I will get you
I got
all
you.
the
So let's just
information.
recap. Let's
Okay,
just
listen.
recap. You come up
Wait,
here
you're
talking out of your
asking me
fucking ass.
questions and you're not letting me answer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Tell me where we found out that the person that called the schools was a Kirk or a Trump supporter. Go ahead.
Well, we don't know, but as
Okay,
far as
very
the
good. No
FBI
problem.
is
I want to
concerned,
give you a chance to speak
hold on.
again since you said I
Oh
didn't.
my
You don't
goodness.
know. I just want
Listen.
a yes no.
Listen, no. I'm letting you
Yes,
you
yes.
let me say
Next
three
part.
words.
Yes. Once again, you want to come up
Okay, so
here and spew bullshit.
according to the
I will get on
FBI,
your neck. Okay. So
okay,
once again,
according
last
can
question,
you
Jeff. Very simple.
no, you
Is
don't get to
there
ask me
any
questions and not
evidence?
let me answer. Why
Yes.
do
Once
you
again,
keep asking questions and not letting me answer?
no
Let me
problem.
answer your
Jess, the
question.
question is very direct.
Thank you. So
Give me the
according to the
proof.
FBI,
Okay, hey, Jess. What I'll do is I'll
according
ask
to
my
the
question.
FBI,
Okay.
listen,
Yeah, go ahead.
hey,
What was the proof that he
I'm
was from the right? Go ahead.
are you asking me about the HBCUs or you're
No. What I'm
asking
asking
about
about is the shooter.
okay, let me answer both, okay? Can you just be quiet for
Start
two
with the
seconds?
shooter if you can, please.
Okay. What did you say?
Start with the shooter, and the question very directly is: in the hour-long news conference that they held last week, the day that he appeared in court, what did you hear in that news conference that made you think he's from the right?
Well, so at this time, what I'm going off of is his activity online. He apparently he was part of the
I'm sorry. I
Groyper
want a direct
movement,
quote.
which was on the
Yes. Listen. Yes, yes,
which is on the right. And this is
yes. You are a fucking moron. Point blank. All right. I appreciate you. It is what it is. Once again, bring up a quote directly from that news conference. And keep in mind, the news conference is where they said there are text messages that he got radical from the left. His own parents were quoted. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Simp, what do you got? Where are you from?
Morning, all. I'm not an op. I agree with you with the prop from behind you. It's kind of funny that they go bat crazy when something happens, but yet we didn't riot. We didn't burn down our own cities, and we didn't do anything other than demand that the person get caught.
Amen. So why is it, and the first guy up here, you could chime in on this. Why is it that there are people like that last moron that want to come up here and try and deflect? I don't get that. So go ahead. Each of you could answer. I don't care who goes first.
I'm gonna say I think it's a little bit of ignorance. I think it's a little bit of I'm gonna go down with the sinking ship, and I'm gonna stay to my own, even if my own is wrong.
Go ahead. Next guy.
Me myself, I think that they do it just to try and get a rise out of us, and I think that it's basically what they call the didn't do nothing issue, where the gentleman who was pew-pewed in Cincinnati, his father goes out and he unalives another cop, and yet, oh, he's an innocent man, and because of what happened to his son. Well, if your son wasn't breaking the damn law in the first place, it wouldn't have happened, now would it?
All right. So I'm going to bring Jess back up. Jess, my response to you was very bluntly that it seemed like, and maybe I was hearing things or misunderstood English, but it seemed like whenever the news conference happened the day that he appeared in court, everything pointed to his extreme views came from the right. So why is it, Jess, that you come up here and, or I'm sorry, came from the left?
The right. No, you said it right. You said it
Okay,
right. You
but
said it
once
correctly. It
again,
was a Freudian slip.
no problem.
It was a Freudian slip.
But yeah, so you agree that in that, did you watch the news conference before I ask you these questions?
I watched it and I felt like it was a bunch of bullshit. And I felt like those messages were phony. And a lot of people in the
Okay,
MAGA
Jess,
movement
Jess,
and on
Jess,
the
Jess, Jess.
right feel like
Then
those messages
listen,
were
listen, listen,
phony.
listen. Jess,
I mean, let's be honest.
this is what I am going to start doing. Is if we cannot agree on facts, it's a dead end conversation, right? So if you are of the belief that the FBI and the Utah officials in that news conference made up those messages, you have every right to believe it. But I have every right not to sit here and engage in a dead end conversation. And that's what it is. How am I supposed? I have no way of proving to you that those messages are correct. You have no way of proving to me that they're not accurate. Like I don't know what to do with that. That's a dead end. All right, so let's go with the instigator. All right, instigator, you disconnected. Let's go with this one. Cranston, what do you got? All right, Simp, I'm gonna drop you two down, and then we'll go with just new people up here. Snids, why is your account private? You both are not connecting. What's up, Ella Bella?
Hey, what's up
What's up, Ella Bella?
today? Good live. I love it.
Okay, thank you for the feedback. Hi, Daniela.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Can I show you something about the so-called freedom of speech that the Democrats are crying about?
Sure.
I mean, Dave, if you, his own, I mean, his own parents turned him in. I mean, the, and they even I think the father or something said that like they were talking smack
Let me
about.
screenshot.
Okay, no problem. Anthony, where are you from, Anthony?
From New Jersey, but live in Alabama now.
What brings you up, Roll Tide?
I just wanted to hear what the Democrats are saying about the Republicans, that's all.
But you can listen from the chat. Why do you have to come up here?
Well, I want to debate somebody.
Oh, okay. Are you
So,
a master debater?
No, I'm not a master debater, but I know President Trump personally. I worked for him for 15
Oh,
years, so
what you do for him?
I was an executive in one of his businesses in Atlantic City.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, intriguing. All right,
well,
Danielle, go ahead. What do you got, love?
Google admits that censorship actually came from zombie Biden administration and actually not from the Republicans, which the Democrats are continuously saying that the Republicans are trying to harm freedom of speech in the United States of America. And now you can find out that it's actually Biden.
Are you surprised, Daniela?
No, I just like to shove it in their faces.
Well, they are hypocrites, Daniela, just so you know.
I know, I know.
I don't know what to tell you.
Find it weird that they all come out, crab at the Republican is the worst party out there. They censor freedom of speech. They unalive for freedom of speech. They use something that they hate so much, guns, but they are the ones that are using it. I just think it's a falling party, and hopefully we'll never see it ever again governing, ever, in any part of the United States of America.
Amen to that, Daniela. All right, I have Black Sheep coming up. Black Sheep, how are you?
I'm pretty good, my man. How about yourself?
Fantastic. What brings you up, sir?
Well, I was just listening to Daniela talking about the Democratic Party. I'm just advised her to take a good look in the mirror.
Well, to be fair, you can't dispute what the New York Times wrote about 2 weeks ago, right? That throughout the country, the Democrats are a dying breed, right? Over 3 million, 4 million voters have switched parties. You agree with that, right?
And they was okay with that shit show that was performed by the president yesterday at the UN.
Okay. So, what was the number one thing Trump said that you disagree with?
Well, I couldn't stomach it. Oh, he was so
Okay, but what
disappointed
did
by
what did he
his.
say that you disagreed with? That's what I'm looking for.
The main thing about he was talking about the UN wasn't chipping in doing a fair part, which I think he
Well,
got
no,
it
no, 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 no,
misconstrued
no.
on
Well, see,
how
black,
you
and that's
asked
what
me
I'm
a
talking
question,
about.
man.
You dumb
Yeah,
motherfuckers come up here morning after
dumb
morning.
motherfuckers.
He actually complimented the UN for chipping in more.
Oh man,
So
What
why
was he
is it
wrong
that
about,
you
sir?
come
how
up
many
here
co- how
and
many
have the
compliments how
balls to
many
spew
compliments
your
did he give the
bullshit
UN
when you
yesterday?
are fucking lost?
Oh man, you're part of the problem. Are you
Right,
even an
I'm the
American,
problem.
my
Sure,
man?
no problem. I'm the
Are
What was
you
he
problem.
wrong
even
about?
It's me that's the problem when
are
you
you
come up
even
here
American?
and spew bullshit and have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay, I
None.
have no
And
clue
you
then.
do it multiple times a week now.
Mm, that's what you say, my man.
What was
I'm
I
he
never
wrong
try.
going.
about at the UN, sir? Tell me. What was he wrong about?
What was he wrong about?
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything, the UN's making more money now than they have in
They
any
making
previous year that I
money.
can remember. And they
They
can't fix
make.
their elevators,
They
they got
making
problems, they have
money.
teleprompters.
How are they making money, man?
How are they? What do you mean? How are they making money? Do you know how the UN is funded?
Yeah, I know the premise of how all the
The
nations is
premise,
supposed to be chipping in a certain percentage of
right?
their
And they weren't until
GDP.
Donald Trump came into office the first time, and that's why he pulled out of the UN that first time.
Okay, so who's the secretary of the UN that giving Donald Trump all this damn information?
All right, hold on one second, please. Hold on one second. R, where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
And what brings you up?
The usual. I just want to know why you're talking about black people again when we can talk about white people. I want to talk about white men abusing children, but you never want to talk about
Oh,
that.
wait, R, we were talking about Donald Trump.
Nobody's
He's white.
talking about black people.
I know, but you know what you're gonna do. You know where this is going, right?
Okay, all right, then I'll bring you back up when I start giving facts about black people that for some reason your dumbass thinks that's racist. Numbers can't be racist. But back to
Uh,
you, Black. Why is it that you come up here, you say that you disagreed with everything he said? I said, what's the number one thing? And then you mentioned
well,
something.
no, I came up here and was speaking on Daniela talking about the Democrats. I mean, that shit can go on both sides of the party. You're talking about censorship when you got the orange man stating that ABC told him that they was gonna,
Hey, first of all, he's
can
not the
Kimmel.
orange man. He's President Donald Trump.
Man, fuck Trump. Fuck Donald Trump.
He's
He
your
your
president too,
president.
my friend.
Well, yeah, unfortunately he is. But
Yeah.
I can
Let me ask
exercise
you a
my
question.
free speech to say fuck him.
All
Let me
right,
ask you a question.
hold on one second. Let me talk to Chris. Chris, where are you from, sir?
I'm
Chris?
from yeah, I'm from Ohio. Well, I live in Ohio, but I'm from North Carolina. 18th Airborne Combat Infantry.
And what brings you up, kind sir?
I'd like to
They they're
join
eating
your.
the dogs.
Hold on
They're
one
eating the
second.
cat.
Hold on one second, Black, please. Go, Chris.
I was trying to introduce myself. I'm not sure what I was just asked just then. I was just introducing myself. 18th Airborne Combat Infantry.
Why did you want to come
Thank
up?
you for your service there, fella.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you uh, for that. I appreciate that.
All right, I'm just going to start over. No offense to anybody. Don't go around the app calling me a fucking racist because I dropped everybody. All right?
Yeah, you're not racist, my guy. Anyways, my name's Jacob, 30 years old, and I'm a concrete finisher. And I like your prompt.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Anything else you want to
Yes,
add?
sir. That you are not racist at all, and these people don't understand statistics.
What's the
Black,
statistic?
can numbers be racist, Black?
No, they cannot.
No, I'm asking my friend Black down at the bottom. Can numbers
Oh,
be
sorry.
racist, Black?
Yeah, they can be misconstrued.
They
What
can't
number?
be racist, dude.
What's number? What number you got that you're talking of? I mean, I'm
Well, I
just
don't know. It just seems like anytime I bring up any type of stats in regards to the Black community, people say it's racist.
mm.
I don't know how that's possible,
I mean,
but
the numbers. Okay, so when you speak on the Black community, so you guys outnumber us. I don't know what the percentage is.
well, to be fair,
So
you
those
outnumber
numbers,
us when it
when you
comes to
compare
murders.
those, okay, so where do the whites fall in that number? What's the
Ooh,
percentage
can
of
I
whites?
answer this? Let me answer this. So, you know that 50% or the 13% of the population in America
Okay,
is
yeah, that's
black, and
yeah,
50% of the crime is because of them, unfortunately, and sad to say. So there's your damn statistic.
okay, so what's the percentage
Look
on
it up.
the exonerations on for murder for blacks? It's around about 50%. Black people are more likely to be what do you say to be accused of murder when they're actually not. They get exonerated at the same percentage.
But Black, why? What I
Go
don't
look at the
understand.
statistics.
Stop up
But
there for a minute. Black,
what you
Black. Why is it that Yins want to focus on a very minute
yens? I
percentage?
don't know. I don't know what yens is.
Okay, why is it that you guys focus on such a very small amount of the murders instead of focusing on the bigger number, which is a lot more? Like that doesn't make sense. Why focus on 100 when there's over 4,000 murders done by Black people?
What's the 100? What you mean?
Yeah, let's say there's 100 exonerations of Black people.
Okay, how you come up with that number?
Okay, what number are you okay with using just for this argument?
Okay, so what I'm saying, man, if you take the raw numbers, I say the percentage. I mean, you said what's the percentage of
Black,
white
this is what I'm
people,
talking about. This is
and do the numbers and
This
see
is
how.
what I'm talking about, Black.
Okay,
It's either you're too partisan to have this conversation, or you are too dumb. Okay? Can
okay,
you
Accept the
acknowledge,
fact. I just
all
gave
right.
him the statistic.
Black? Can you acknowledge
50% of crime happens on black or just black people in neighborhoods. And again, it's sad to say, and 13% of the population is black. And again, it is sad to
Okay,
say because
what's the percentage? What's the percentage
I
of
got
white
friends
on
and
white
family who are
crime?
black.
All right,
All right,
I got
so it's sad to
friends who are
say.
black people.
stop. Black, can you acknowledge that over half the murders in this country are committed by Black people? Yes or no?
I cannot acknowledge that.
Okay. See, and
Then
that's
you
the
don't.
problem, right?
Sorry.
What about the ones that don't
Up top. I don't want
go
to hear from you.
goes
Go
unreported?
ahead. Say that again. Black, go ahead.
Hold up a minute.
Hold up, man.
Okay, so why is we still talking about George Floyd, my man?
Say that again.
Why are you still talking about George Floyd? You want to compare Charlie Kirk and George Floyd?
Oh, no. I want to be clear. There's no comparing George Floyd and Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a good man. George Floyd was a piece of shit, career
Both
criminal.
Charlie
who
Kirk
died
is
of nowhere.
dead, George
Like,
Floyd is dead.
what
So
I'm comparing are the responses.
I
That's
compare
what I'm
both of
comparing.
them.
You know what I mean? You see the difference there?
They died by their necks.
Okay, very good. But once again, I'm not even talking about that, Black. What I'm
Okay.
talking about is the response to each of them dying. Does that make sense or no?
Okay, so Charlie Kirk was killed by somebody, of his own skin tone and his
Black,
own
and this is
party
what
or
I'm talking
whatever.
about. Either
What does race
Black,
have to do with this
wait,
shit?
up top. I hold on, Jacob. Let me.
You gonna get more. You gonna get more response for
Okay.
a cop killing than gun violence does always occur in this
Black, once
country.
again, just if you can, just follow me for 10 seconds, okay? Zero in and focus. I'm not talking about who or how they were killed. I'm talking about the response to each of them. Does that make sense?
No, it don't.
Okay,
I know what you're trying to
there
say.
you
You
go.
trying
Okay,
to listen. You
I
trying to
can't help
say,
it, Black.
well,
Like, what
well,
do you want me to do, Black? I just held your hand
you
and
want
walked you through it, and you're like, nope, don't see it. So it is what it is,
because
Black.
you
All right,
full of shit,
continue.
man. You full of shit. You finna talk about the response that nothing got tore up because of Charlie Kirk got shot. Don't nothing get tore up when they go to them damn school shootings either. Them school poop hearings, same shit.
Okay, but what I don't get, and this is the difference
Oh yeah,
between.
go ahead,
Hold
go
on, Black.
ahead.
This is the difference between you and I. If you sit
Hmm.
there and say, if it's a school
I'm
shooting,
not.
wait, Black,
You
why the
guys are
fuck? Hold on,
silent.
Black. Let me get rid of you.
Look,
You
look,
get
look,
back in the
look.
queue.
Can I say
Okay,
something?
hold on
Let
one
a
second,
let
Renee.
a
Renee,
college student
Renee, hold on one
in this.
second. Renee, hold on one second. I don't understand why I can acknowledge that if there's a school shooting or a mass shooting, most likely it's a white person, unfortunately. What I don't get is why I have people like Black and Paul and people that come up here and can't acknowledge, even with all of that thrown in the numbers, Black people are still murdering more Americans every year when they're
Can
only
I
13% of our country.
can I
Renee,
speak?
I'm sorry, did it say Renee? Renee, where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina, but I'm
All
from
right.
originally from Jersey.
That's awesome. And what brings you up here this morning?
I'm up here this morning because I worked for Donald Trump for 7 years as his personal assistant in the casino. So let me give you the facts because I have a college education. Let me give you the facts. The most serial killers, mass shooting, and unaliving people are done majorly, and sex trafficking is majorly done of YT people.
You have to say white. Don't say
That's
white
the
people.
facts.
Say white.
That's the fact. White people. That's the facts.
Who's
That is
unaliving
the
your
complete
community?
facts.
And who's unaliving your community? White people or black people?
Beg your pardon?
Who's
Who's killed?
unaliving your community? White people or black people?
Well, lately, due to people
Hmm.
being
It
unalive,
would be your
and they're
people, and
saying it's
that's facts.
suicide, and they're saying it's suicide,
No. It
but
would
they're
be
not
your people
suicide.
unaliving more of your people, and that's facts. And I don't even work for Donald Trump.
That is not facts.
100% it is.
You need to
Black
go
on
in your
black
federal. You
crime.
need to
Did you
go in
ever
your
hear
federal.
about it?
Yeah, I heard on Black and Black Crime, but the
Amazing. So
point
more
is,
black people unalive more black people. That's facts.
but you've got white people who are killing themselves, their families, and their kids. Black people
Is
don't
it
do
out of
that.
13%? You guys are still 51.2, more than
But
half
you
of the
can't say
crimes
that there's
committed.
13% of black people in the
Oh,
United States.
I'm not saying it.
Wait a
It's the
minute,
FBI.
hold on, let me finish. It ain't 13% of black people because due to the one drop rule, there's too many mixed marriages. So you, with the one drop rule, those kids from mixed marriages are considered Afro-American.
Ma'am, do you take the FBI's statistics?
Do I believe the FBI statistics?
Well, it's factual. So do you take
I used to work for the U.S. government. The FBI statistics has always been tampered with.
You worked for Donald Trump in Atlantic City and worked for the U.S. government.
so
Yes.
confused?
That's
Okay.
amazing. Oh,
Prove as a whistleblower. I was as a whistleblower. Can you
All day
prove what
I
you
can
just
say I
claimed?
worked for him for 7 years.
Okay, now as a
When I got out of
whistleblower,
the military.
okay,
of
so
course.
apparently you worked for the American government, so you are a whistleblower, basically coming up and saying that the FBI statistics are always tampered. Can you prove that allegation, please?
The allegation is just what happened to Mr. Kirk when now the real truth came out by a
Do you have any
Marine
solid
SEAL.
proof that statistics are tampered by the FBI? Yes or no?
Girl, if I could give you the proof, you don't have enough.
I'm gonna put a pin in this.
Put it
Hold on
way.
1 second,
You
please.
don't have enough high security clearance to
Renee,
even
hold on 1 second, love.
make that statement.
Hold on 1 second. Shanae, where are you from?
I'm living in Texas. I'm from California.
All right, what brings you up, love?
I just had a question. I just don't understand why we're such a big topic amongst y'all's community when y'all have other issues that y'all should
Who's
probably worry
we and
about.
who's y'all's?
White people.
Meaning, wait, we is white people and black people are
Yes.
talking about white people?
No, I'm saying like you guys always are so fixated on the fact about how many black people are doing murders compared to how many white people are doing murders, and y'all are always so demonizing our community. Why don't y'all focus on fixing the problems in your own community first?
Well, let me answer that. Just God forbid if one of my employees or one of my family members or one of my friends got shot and killed today, statistically it is more likely to be a black person than a white person, right?
And if and also,
just yes or no. Can you answer that question directly? You agree with that stat?
I agree that 50%.
Okay, great.
Yes, I agree with that statistic because it's factual statistic that's been reported. So I can't
So
disagree
whenever
with
you,
that.
so are you saying that because that stat is out there that I should not talk about anything regarding the black community because I'm white?
No, I'm saying why don't you guys focus on fixing what's going on in your own community first?
Okay, so how about this? How about this? How about this? How about if we'll take turns and you tell me something you want to do within the black community to fix it, and I'll talk about things in the white community I want to do to fix it.
Okay.
All right, so good. What's something in the black community that you could do to try and cut down on innocent people dying?
I would give more resources to those communities.
Okay, elaborate on that.
If you have black communities where they are underprivileged, like Trump and them are canceling out certain programs for food stamps or canceling out certain programs for black students in general, I would keep those in place to help those kids to be able to elevate in this society. I'm not saying DEI, I'm not saying affirmative action because I don't believe any of that's necessary anymore because I never needed any of that myself. I'm just saying don't pull those resources from those communities to give a tax break to the rich. That doesn't make sense to me.
If I could wave a magic wand, I would make sure that these Democratic mayors accept the National Guard into their cities to help save American lives. Just not black people, just not white people.
Why we?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Renee. I'm talking to Shanae. That's what I would do. Is I would want more law enforcement on the streets of these cities that are struggling with gun violence because it's just not black people, it's just not white people. It's America.
I feel like that's not targeted.
Hold on 1 second, Renee. I'm talking to Shanae once again. Second time I'm telling you that. So Shanae, do you?
I don't feel like
first of all, I
that
want to
is,
say, Shanae, I think yours is very good, and I think that would be a long-term fix in cities. Do you agree with my fix?
I don't believe that your point targeted specifically your race. It was very generalized.
Are you saying that only black people are in these cities? I think that's racist, no?
You said what?
Are you saying that, let's say, Chicago, Philly, Memphis, New Orleans?
No, you asked me to specifically point out what I wanted to fix in my black community, and you went with Democrats, which is not just white people. They're black Democrats. So what specifically in your white community would you like to fix?
Okay, so just point blank, just yes or no. Are you okay with Trump sending in the National Guard to U.S. cities to fix gun violence?
100%.
Okay, very good. Renee, are you okay with that?
Nope.
Okay, tell me why, Renee.
Wait, why can't you answer my question?
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to talk to Renee now. Hold on. Renee, do Black Lives Matter?
Black lives do matter.
Of
but I'm
course.
also,
And less black people.
I am also law enforcement, and the point is that the law enforcement in the community knows more about that community than that of the military. Military are not trained to handle and do community policing. We are trained to defend our country. We are not trained to go in a community and do community policing, period.
Of course. So if that's the case, just a simple question, Renee. Did the gun violence numbers go down when the National Guard was in D.C.?
The rate of, compared to the years, the rate in D.C. went down before the National Guard was even implemented.
Okay, just very simple. Month over month, from the time that the National Guard was in D.C., did the deaths from gun violence go down or up?
It was already down. That's the point.
Renee, and this is where I get frustrated, right? Is let's just say hypothetically there's a U.S. cities with 1,000 gun violence or gun deaths in a year, and the following year it goes down to 900. Just because it went down does not mean that the problem is fixed. Does that make sense?
But the problem is in your
Wait,
red
I'm sorry. Does that
I'm
make sense to you?
I'm in a red state.
Renee, just acknowledge what I'm saying, please. If 1,000 gun deaths in 1 year and it goes down to 900, it's still not fixed, right? It went down. That's factually correct, but it's not fixed. You agree with that?
I agree with that, but I gotta ask you, where are you?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. And
Where are
then
you
so
from?
let's apply it to DC. Year
Wait
over
a
year.
minute, but where are you from?
I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and I used to live in New Jersey.
But that, we're not talking about Pittsburgh or Jersey. What we're talking about is the National Guard went into DC. You are factually correct that Renee, please. Okay.
Wait a minute, but see, you trying to overtalk me. Didn't you have a mass shooting in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay, so why aren't you asking for the military to enter Pittsburgh?
If it was happening every night, I 100% would. Like, Renee, do you just see how that response is just so fucking dumb? And I mean that with all due respect.
It's not dumb. I lived
Wait, hold on 1 second.
I lived in Pennsylvania too, and Pittsburgh has a high rate of crime. So why aren't you asking them to bring in the military to Pittsburgh?
But Renee, there are more gun violence deaths in D.C. than Pittsburgh.
There's more gun violence in Philadelphia than D.C.
Okay, so my once again, Renee, and this is what I'm talking about. It's people like you, and I mean this once again with all due respect. You're the problem, right? You could say that gun violence is down year over year in DC, and you're correct, but it doesn't mean that the problem is 100% fixed. Can you acknowledge that?
Solving the problem in.
I'm sorry, Renee. Can you acknowledge that?
Solving the problem in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Renee, what I'm asking for you to do is to acknowledge that the gun violence problem in DC has not been fixed. It's gotten better, but it's not fixed. Can you acknowledge that?
In Philly and Pittsburgh.
Renee, are you doing this on purpose? Are you trolling, or are you really this fucking dumb?
I am not dumb. I have a college degree, and I've been in the military, and I work for Donald. So what do you do for a living? How much money do you make?
I'm a cashier at Wendy's.
Okay, let me tell you about yourself.
Yeah, tell me about myself. Go ahead, baby.
Right now, if Donald Trump, and I know him well.
Of course. You worked for him for 7 years.
Walked up to you, and you went to shake his hand, he wouldn't shake your hand because you're not a millionaire.
Because I'm a cashier at Wendy's.
Right. You got that right. He doesn't care about the middle class.
At least you prove he's not racist. But at least you proved he ain't racist. W.
Well, I never said he was
Renee,
racist.
you're a living proof that Donald Trump ain't racist.
I can say when I worked for him, he was not racist to me.
He ain't racist if you work for him point blank, period.
I said he wouldn't. I don't care who Donald Trump, if you white, pink, black, purple. If you're not a millionaire, he does not have a conversation because you are a peon to him if you're not a millionaire. Like he said on his campaign, I don't like you. I just want your vote. And that's exactly what he thinks of middle class and people of lower standards than him. You are lower standard to him.
Okay, so I'm going to try one more time to try and just talk about DC. And if you can't acknowledge it, then that's fine. I'll move on to somebody else, no problem. But is it a good thing that over a 30-day period in DC, less people died from gun violence. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think everything is good when crime goes down. But the
Okay.
point is, he just instituted that because his so-called buddy got beat up in D.C. If that would have never happened, he would have never instituted. And D.C. is a test site. That's why he brought the military in, because he wants to take full martial law control of the United States to complete the mission.
I don't know where to go when I have somebody like you, Renee. I just don't know what to do. I really don't, because I want to try.
Because your mind is not open. Your mind is closed to one thing.
Okay.
Your mind is focused and closed to one thing.
And what is it focused on?
Any educated person that has a degree in college, that took courses in college and politics in college, knows that all people, no matter what color you are, is accepted to violence. Period.
I don't know what that has to do with gun violence in DC, but okay. I appreciate you teaching me. Right, you're the smart one. I'm the dumb one. I don't get it.
Say nobody. Look, nobody, like the professor say, ain't nobody dumb. It's
ain't
just
nobody dumb. Put that
on.
Ain't
nobody dumb. It's just that you just lacking knowledge.
That is true.
And you need to research more.
Renee, who did you vote for?
Tell me you're a Harris voter without telling me you're a Harris voter. You know what I mean?
I'm a Harris voter, but
you like zombies.
Let me tell you something. I'm 66 years old. I've been on this earth longer than you. I was born in 1959. I know the struggle. You all are you haven't struggled. What struggle have you had? How old are you?
You would be probably 6 if you were born in 59. You would be older, ma'am. Other than that, ma'am,
I was born in 1959. And I'm 66 years old. Do the math.
66. Yeah, 66. Ma'am. So you're into zombies.
66,
Got it. Yeah. No, you're into zombies. I get it. Okay, cool. So you want zombies running the American government? Okay, good to know.
Can somebody else maybe answer my question since the host didn't want to?
All right,
yeah, I want you to answer that young lady.
Hold on one second. What are you saying, Sinead? What didn't I answer?
I asked you because you told me we were going to pick something in each of our own communities, which yours would be white, mine would be black, but we would fix. You did not name anything in your community. You said Democrats.
Sinead, I'm all about more law enforcement. And just to be clear, I don't know how racist you may or may not be. Gun violence just does not affect the black community. So for me to say more National Guard, more law enforcement where there's gun violence problems, it's just not black people dying of gun violence, right?
I'm not saying black people are just gun violence. I'm
okay,
just
so why is that not a solution for my community?
I feel like y'all have y'all love to put black people as far as gun violence. More so, that's always usually the topic. We never really hear about white people in the gun violence. I feel like y'all kind of skate over that a lot of the time. That's not even the point I was trying to make.
But once again, the reason why it's spoken about more is we have 13% of our population committing over half the murder.
Okay, well, do you believe that chomos are just as bad as murderers?
I don't even understand what you're saying. Just say whatever you want to say. I don't care here.
Child molesters.
Of course. 100%.
Okay.
White people responsible for more of it.
Who statistically commits?
White people 100% more responsible for it. And
so
and
why is that not something that you're trying to talk about or discuss in your own community?
Why is it that I can acknowledge that? And it's very rare I get a black person to come up here and acknowledge the gun violence problem. Why is that?
Well, I'm going to acknowledge
I can acknowledge that.
Okay, so we're acknowledging it. Tremendous. All right. I'm sorry. What does it say?
Keisha. Yes, I'm black. I'm a black American.
Okay.
And, well,
where are you from, love?
Black African American. I am from Louisville, Kentucky. Kentucky.
Great.
Yes. Well, what brings me up is the conversation that you guys were having about, I guess you're one. what you want to ask? What we think about the gun balance? Is it statistically true that Black people are leading in gun balance and that they cause all the crimes as far as
Let's just
gun
start off with the
balance?
bare. Let's start off with the bare minimum. Can you acknowledge that Black people commit over half the murders in this country?
I can acknowledge that, and I am a Black
Tremendous.
woman.
Okay, tremendous.
And
There's
let me
a
just give you the reason why I
yeah,
acknowledge
sure.
it. So, what we have to do with this is we have to go back into our ancestry days. And I'm going back in slavery where they made us hate each other. And now, we as Black people, we actually despise one another. And it's because of where we come from. It's
Okay.
not because we want to commit these crimes. You know what I mean? It's because of we were brainwashed and we're still brainwashed to this day. We are still enslaved.
Amen.
That is the
Okay. So
problem. And
my
it's
my
not,
question
it
is
didn't come from us. It came from your community.
okay, great. My question for
Yeah.
you is when does
Hmm.
let's start off by acknowledging that there were horrendous things that happened to Black people in this country in our
Uh-huh.
country's past. Let's acknowledge that. But at what point does the victim card expire?
See, and that's the thing.
Okay.
It's not a victim card. It's a
Okay.
brainwashed enslaved card. See what I'm saying? That's what it
What?
is. We don't play victim. And listen, my child
Really?
was a victim of gun
You just
violence. He's
blamed
no
over
longer here.
half the murders being done in this country right now on shit that happened to these people's ancestors.
Because when you think about it,
Okay.
um, and I listen, I don't disagree with you that our Black community has these issues with gun violence. It's disgusting. It's despicable.
Yeah,
And
but you're justifying it by using what happened to your
exactly,
ancestors.
exactly, because there is a justification. See, you
Okay.
have to go back. That's just like if you bring up a child in a home where they're being essayed and everything, and they go back and essay someone
Are
else.
you being
We
enslaved?
justify that.
Were
I'm
you brought
sorry.
up? Are you brought up in a home where you were enslaved?
What does that mean? Was I brought up in a
You,
home
you
where I was
you just
enslaved?
said it's like bringing up a child in a home and he's getting essayed. So I'm asking the same equivalent right now to that weird thing that you said. Were you brought up in a
Weird.
home where you being
Yeah, like
enslaved?
just
Yeah,
point
I don't.
blank, when was the last time you picked some cotton? Okay, never.
Oh, you know
Never.
what? Let me just tell you, I just picked cotton
Never.
last.
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
just picked cotton last year. Let's get that straight. And I did
You
it because I wanted to,
Oh, hold
not
on. I
because
got
I
three.
had
So
to.
you said, look, it's a nice day out. Let's get the grandkids, head out
Oh
and pick some
no,
cotton.
oh no. I went back to my my heritage, Alabama. And no, ma'am, to your question, Danielle, no, ma'am, I was not enslaved. But what I'm
So
letting
how
you
are you
know is
comparing that to a child that literally is being essayed
what I'm
today?
letting you because
So
you're not
that kid is
listening.
actually
See, you don't
traumatized
under
because he's
see,
being essayed,
I
but
think
you're
that
not
you
being
think
enslaved.
that
So how are you
you don't
traumatized?
you don't know. Did I say I was traumatized? Did you
Well,
listen to
you're
the
saying
question?
this
No.
generation is traumatized from what you guys
Yes,
went through
it
back
is.
in the
You don't
day.
want to own it. You don't
How?
want to own it. Own it,
How?
sweetie. Own it
How?
because you still sound like you're one of them. What's
Oh,
your
Wait,
no.
problem?
who? My
You,
people were
You're one
enslaved.
of them,
you,
Daniela.
sweetie. You
My
have to
Okay.
people
own
were
it.
All right,
enslaved.
Daniela, stop for a second, please. So I'm so sorry. Keisha. Keisha, what
Yes.
Daniela is saying is your analogy was a person that grew up that was sexually abused is more likely to go out and conduct the same kind of horrendous
Is
action.
that not a statistic? Is that
You're
not true?
100% factual.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but once again, you were never a slave.
What does that
So,
mean though?
oh,
Just because
well,
I was
in
never a
English,
slave,
that
that is
means
in my
you did
that
not.
is well, see,
Okay,
I'm smart because you all try to speak
you're
to people
very
like they're
smart.
dumb
Very
on this
smart.
on this site. I'm sorry. But
Okay,
what I'm saying is it basically means I'm actually giving you a narrative, a point.
okay.
So if you grew up in an abusive home, you're still brainwashed by your parents. They
But
abuse
you
you. Now
did
you want to
not
go
grow
around and
up
do
in a
things.
home full of slaves.
I'm not talking about me. I'm
Wake
talking about
up.
statistically of what happened to us because of you guys, your ancestors.
Oh,
This
that's
is what
amazing.
you guys did. So you don't want to listen. You all think that you all are smart on here, you and Danielle, but that's not the case. The
So,
case means,
how many
and
more
it
generations?
doesn't give
Keisha,
us.
Keisha, Keisha,
Go
stop,
ahead,
please.
sweetie. Go ahead,
Just give
sweetie.
me a number for this answer, just very short and sweet. How many more generations can black people use this victim card?
Sweetie, you know what? It's not, I hope it's not too many more generations because I have
Okay.
grandkids growing up in this generation. Enough is enough. But
Okay.
what I've set back to realize, and I had to think about looking at my people, and I'm like, this is crazy. But when you actually go back to you and Danielle's ancestors, your great 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 grandfathers who had us on the field working hard, beaten, raped, everything. We did that. We did that,
Yeah.
and
I
now once we were freed, and I'm just saying this. Once we were freed, we forgot where we came from and we started to hate each other. And that's what we are still doing to this day. I'm not saying it's right and I'm not justified, but this is exactly what's going on. And no, we're not playing the victim card, sweetie, because it goes from this generation to that generation to that. And hopefully it stops soon. But it's a fact. It's a
okay.
fact.
Let me make this statement.
Wait, hold on one second, Renee. I'll let you answer this question first, and then I could go up to Keisha and whoever else wants to answer. Is there anything I can do as a white person that you cannot as a black person in this country right now?
I gotta ask you a question. I understand your
Wait,
question,
Renee,
but
can you answer my question, please?
wait a minute. Let me make this statement first. The
Okay,
statement is:
okay,
Have
stop,
you
Renee.
just
Stop,
ever
Renee.
been, have you
Renee,
ever
Renee,
in your
Renee.
life?
Okay, Renee. If you don't want to answer the question, I can get somebody else to answer it.
Say,
Okay, let's go back up to Keisha. Keisha, is there anything that I can do using my white privilege that a black person cannot in this country?
That's a very good question. I don't think there's anything anyone can do. It's not up to you guys, it's up to us.
Okay.
And what we cannot keep using as a people. Like I said, I had a son who was unalived by one of us. And I feel like that's your
I'm sorry
brother.
to hear that.
Where we know what we know now, we don't know, but we don't know each other, but we are brother and sister, and we have come from far, and few of us have come from too far to go through what we're going through now as people. But we are still enslaved from those days. When we got out of slavery, we instantly started hating each other. And that is why you can't see one have more than the other without the other trying to take, and they want to unalive, unalive, unalive. And it starts from that. And that's what I use those as excuses. If you grow up in a household and something's going on in your household, you have a choice to go a different way. And some people don't choose that choice to go a better way. They choose violence.
Okay, I just my opinion. You have your opinion, and I'm letting
Yeah,
you state it in a respectful way.
I
I just
appreciate
think
it.
there's way too many people that use this victim card and use what happened to their ancestors as an excuse on why their life sucks right now.
You
That's
know,
my.
and I understand why you would say that, but I don't even know your name. I'm sorry, but
You can call me Dave.
Dave.
DAVE. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dave. I understand why you would say that, but sweetie, if you were a black American, you would see why we are still pissed. We're mad. We're still mad. And see, our my mother, let's go back to their generation. They weren't as mad as we are today. We've
Right, because
grown and we've
they were more
learned.
strong. They weren't as soft. And
Well,
especially the
yeah.
generation right now, they are
hmm
soft and looking for excuses. You can finish your point, then I'm going to go to Deacon. Go ahead, love.
Okay. Um, they're not looking for excuses. They are actually finding out what the hell really fucking happened to us. They didn't know. And this is what's going on in our generation. Well, this new generation. And yes, we need to, and I'm gonna let you go, and I got to get ready for work. Thank you for letting me on your platform. But we need to stop the gun violence in our Black American kids in society. But we're not going to keep playing the victim card. The victim card is already there. It's not playing victim. We are pissed and we are still freaking brainwashed. How do we stop being brainwashed? I don't know. We're still enslaved by your ancestors, your great great grandfather. We've been there.
You're not enslaved anymore. With all due respect, you are not
No,
enslaved anymore.
mentally brainwashed, right?
But you have the power to overcome that, and you live in the greatest country on this planet,
Is
and
it really the
you're in
greatest
control
country
of
on
your
this
own
planet?
destiny. There's no white man holding you back. That's the point.
Okay. Is it really the greatest country on this planet? Now, do we have to go there?
Tell me. I mean, then why
I
are you
mean, from
here?
what we're seeing from what well, from what we are seeing these days, is it really the greatest country on this
Yes,
planet?
no doubt.
Okay, you believe. Well, you all have a great day. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Deacon. Where are you from, Deacon?
From New York, live in Pennsylvania.
All right. What brings you up, sir?
I just couldn't, sir. I can't actually. You haven't said nothing that I can disagree with so far. Not yet, at least. And they just wasn't helping the argument. I don't like the victim card being played. We are not enslaved, and our issues that are holding us back are issues that are going on today. And until we acknowledge that, we're not going to move forward.
Okay. Sinead, do you want to say something before I bring somebody else up?
No, I'm good. Y'all have a good day.
Bye, Sinead. Another one bites the dust. All right, just hold on. I'm going to bring 3 people up. I'll get them introduced, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Crumstar. Crumstar, where are you from?
Ohio.
What brings you up, sir?
I've been sitting here listening for the last 30 minutes, and I've heard nothing but victim, no accountability. How are we going to help the black community? Give them things, bring back food stamps, bring back this. The reason we do what we do is because we're brainwashed because of slavery. There's just no accountability. And the brainwashing, I think what she said at the end there, how is America great? So the brainwashing is coming from the Democratic Party, who they follow and who they vote for year after year. So you want to stop being brainwashed. You need to switch parties and like actually pull up your bootstraps and realize there's nothing that we can do that they can't. So,
all right, let's go to, I appreciate that, Crumstar. Travis, where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
What brings you up, kind sir?
I was listening to some comments about 13% of the black population commits 50% of the crimes. I will happen to agree with you upon that, but what is the other underlying factor that comes along with that nobody ever mentions? That since 1989 to the end of 2022, more than half of the exonerations have been for black people. That's all I gotta say.
My question is Travis, why is it that there are people that come up here and instead of focusing on, for example, the 4,000 murders done by black people, they want to focus on the 120 something exonerations? How does that make sense?
I don't have any facts in front of me to dispute what you're saying, and I can't speak.
Let's just say hypothetically that's true.
Hold up, I'm not trying to come up.
Such a
All I wanted to do was make that point that you guys seem to overlook about the exonerations of 50% of the
so you're
black
so
people
I
going
say
to
to you,
jail.
why are you ignoring the bigger number? And you go back to ignoring the bigger number. Very wise. I appreciate
I'm not, sir. I just wanted to mention that fact that nobody ever talks about.
Okay. I can assure you that people bring that up consistently. And to me, it is mind-blowing why people like you, and it's just not you, want to focus on such a minute number compared to the bigger number.
I wasn't focused on it. I just came up and disputed a point that you guys were making. I don't focus on anything. I'm in here just listening. That's all I'm doing is listening.
All right, Travis.
And then I'm going to debate.
All right. Catch. Where are you from, Catch?
Hey, yeah. Thanks for having me on, Florida.
And what brings you up, sir?
No, I've been listening to a few people on here, and it really is the same story. We owe them reparations, and we owe them basically everything. They've decided that we are second-class citizens, and they've decided to eradicate us.
Do you have stats of that, man? I hate to hear you say stuff like that, and you don't have any proof.
Not you saying that when you had no numbers to back up what the fuck you're saying.
I just made a point about the exonerations and the 13% of the black population.
Once again, every time you mention that, we'll all take a shot.
I did not make any other point.
All right.
The proof, sir, unfortunately, is when you hear, even with the rhetoric we just heard earlier,
Notice how
And
they
want to
interrupt
speak against some
everybody.
of this stuff. I was just trying to.
Go ahead, Deacon. What do you got? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I mean, it's that entitlement. You know, they feel like they can.
No, hold on one
You
second.
know,
Deacon, what point were you going to make, sir?
Oh no, I was
get
just
cut
agreeing
off.
with the man that was speaking. When the other
Hello.
guy had stopped, but I didn't mean to cut nobody else. It's not my platform. I was agreeing that no, y'all don't owe us anything, and
Who said
it's
anything
proof
about
comes from
owing
people
anybody
who say
anything? I'm
that.
confused where that's coming from.
Wait, say
Yes.
that again.
Can I say something here?
Hold on
I don't
one
expect
second.
anything from anybody.
Hold on one second. Karen, where are you from, Karen?
Yes, Orlando, Florida.
And what brings you up, love?
So this says response to Charlie Kirk and
But
response.
Karen, we're in the middle of a full-on conversation. We're not really talking about that. Did you read the room before you came up?
Yes, I did, and you're saying different things when this just isn't true.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What isn't true?
Well, let's see. So let's talk about the exonerations. That absolutely is true. Most of the prison system is made up of 40% African American, when only 12% of them populate the United States. And you can say, and everybody says, oh, well, that's just because they're committing more crimes. No, it's because the police aren't policing our white areas. I know that there's a guy. I live in a very affluent. Excuse me. I live in a very affluent area, and I've actually.
Karen, may I ask, are you a white woman?
Yes, I
Have
live.
you ever felt
I live
guilty?
in a
Wait,
mansion.
hold on one second.
I
Follow
live
up.
in a
Have you ever
mansion.
felt? Stop. Have you ever felt guilty for being white?
So I know, but I think that what our people have done is absolutely insane, and to sit there and deny it is to be a part of the problem. So let's say, for instance, I live here in a mansion in Orlando, Florida, and down the street from me, a few blocks, a few streets over, there's a man. Him and his wife both do the stuff you sniff. And there's multiple people that I've seen throughout my lifetime, quite literally get away with things that if a black person were to do it, they would go to jail for life. So it's just that we're not policed.
I'm sorry, man. You talking about sniffing over violence that I see regularly in the inner cities, that I've witnessed regularly in the inner
even
cities. That's
violence,
a
honey.
whole.
There was a man who just 2 years ago unalived his wife, and so many different things.
That's 2 years ago.
Unalivings
Every
going
day.
on,
DUIs. That's not
DUIs,
equivalent. That's not
all
equivalent.
types of things.
Karen runs
All
a
types of things.
TikTok HOA. That's what you have to realize.
The thing is that you have it to where the police don't police us because they're out there trying to.
That's not helping none of us in the black community, man, and because that's not even equivalent. That's not equivalent. I watch violence every night.
Inside out, because the prison system was built for modern day slavery.
I watch violence.
The prison system was built for modern day slavery. That's just that.
Deacon, you're gonna have to play the knockout game.
You didn't realize how old I am, right? 81 years old. The prison system was built for modern day slavery. I'm telling you this as a white elderly woman that was born in 1944, whose grandparents who grew up at around that time. It was built for modern day slavery, and that's exactly what the prison system is. It's nothing to do. Otherwise, you would have rehabilitation systems so that the recidiv, reoffend rate essentially would not be so high in the U.S.
So sit here and say sniffing is equivalent to somebody losing their life is not equivalent.
One second. We have one of the highest.
Karen, hold on one second. So I have a black man up here saying, look, the black community, they're guilty of some shit and we need to fix it. And then I have an 81-year-old white woman saying, look, it's essentially the white people that are the problem.
Not the white people.
You can say no. What I'm saying is you could say that there's crime everywhere, right? Crime most of the time when you're going to have a crime, it's a crime of proximity, right? So most people will commit, and that's why I don't like the whole thing when everybody says, when they say black on black crime. Essentially, you do realize it's crime of proximity. So in our most people will commit a crime somewhere that's close to them.
What about black on white
in their
crime?
Communities? Excuse me?
What about black on white crime?
So you must be in close proximity to whoever committed
It went
the
up
crime.
700%.
So for most of the time, you're probably in close proximity. They're probably whoever it is.
You mean like
committing the
behind
crime.
you on the bus?
is possible. You know,
Or hanging on a college campus.
so you just don't. Oh, and by the way, since we're going to go there, you do
or
realize
like on a
that first of all,
track
this wasn't
meet.
a response to George Floyd. This actually was a response to the Black Lives Matter movement, and actually, this happened very. There were multiple peaceful protests during that time.
You
There were
go to a
couple that got
BLM
out of
rally,
hand,
Karen?
but that's no comparison to let's see when our favorite football teams lose, and then we light up the city, and then not only that.
All right, Karen,
Let's
stop,
see. The
please.
Jan
Karen,
6ers
stop.
stormed the
Stop,
Capitol
Karen.
unalived the
Karen,
police
Karen,
officers and
Karen,
beat some
Karen,
of them. So where are you going with this?
Hello, Karen. So my question is, did you attend, you figure 5 years ago you were 76 years young. Did you go to BLM rallies?
I did.
I did.
You did? All right.
Yes.
And
I wonder if the Deacon go.
Very peaceful, very peaceful.
I wonder if
Of
Deacon
course.
Several
went
different
to
parts
any.
of
Deacon
the
ain't go
world.
nowhere.
They televise. What they wanted to do is televise. That's what our media has been doing for years. Like I said, I've lived it. You see, they only show you parts that's going to keep you interested. They're not
but
going to show
Karen,
you peaceful
Karen, are
protests.
you saying
They're
that
going to
because,
show you the couple of protests that got out of hand, and that's that. That's what the media does. They do it to keep your attention. When in all reality, during that time, the 2020, the most of
Hey,
the
Man, you
Ho.
gonna monologue
protests
the
were
whole
Hey,
time
Ho.
and just
very
give your point of
What she
view and not let
does
anybody
is
else
she
speak?
all right, hold
railroads.
on, everybody's talking.
Everybody
Hold on.
knows Karen on TikTok. She railroads lives.
Well,
And
I've
she
never
I'm
will
seen
not
this on
always
the
railroading
talk.
before. I'm a
anybody.
big
You're
fan.
mad because I have facts. Wake
I
up
did
on it,
not
Catch
know that there was
22.
an 81-year-old
Your
white woman
attempt,
that would
your
defend
attempts to
BLM.
try. So can I ask a question? So Catch 22. What is your issue with me saying that there
No,
were
no, no.
peaceful protests? It's
You're
like
well known
you want
everywhere
people to
on
say there's
Okay,
something
everywhere.
stop,
wrong with
stop,
the black.
stop, stop.
One moment. Can
Karen,
I finish?
Okay, so let's say 90%
I'm
of the
almost finished
protests,
here.
if you're saying if the protests, 90% of them were peaceful,
99% of them
sure,
were
no problem.
peaceful.
Does that justify over 2,000 officers hurt, $2 billion worth of damage? Does
No,
that
but
wipe it all out?
no, sure it doesn't.
Not
Okay,
all
so
black people did
Sure, it
that.
does not.
Not all
But
black
that's
people
not
did
what I'm
that.
telling you. Is that sure you can say that, but sure that's not. You don't just go ahead and do that. But you have to understand that most of are you talking about the left versus the right?
All
Because
black
what I
people
have been
did not
focused on
do the
is
BML stuff.
because as
BLM
far as
stuff,
I'm
not black
concerned,
people.
as
It's
far
not
as
all
I know,
black.
there were actually more. There were actually
Anybody
left
say it
and
was all
right.
black?
There were
There was
actually
more
left
white people
and
than
right
was
in
black
those
people out there.
protests.
all
So
right,
there
Blame
were
it
relax,
on
relax.
them,
plenty of
not
people.
the
Karen, who
BLM.
tracked that, Karen? Who tracked that?
Oh, I mean, honey, I walked it. I have
Karen,
friends
Karen, no,
who have
stop the
been in
bullshit. I don't give a
protests
fuck. I don't
who
care
are
where you walk.
Republican.
Who tracked that? You could say whatever you want up here. Okay, you could say.
I just told you I have a lot of friends, and I
Of
know a
course
lot of
you
them
do.
during that
Of
time.
course,
Excuse
you
me,
have a lot of friends that
them
you want to
during
call
that time, their
toxic.
children, their children, their families, their
Okay, so
friends would
Karen,
go out and go out to
factually,
those protests,
Karen,
and they were
stop.
Republican.
All
It
right,
had
so
nothing to do with
Karen,
politics. It
Karen,
had
Karen,
everything to
Karen,
do
Oh
with
my
Karen.
God.
Hello, Karen. Hello, Karen.
what?
Yeah. So factually, you can say that most of the people out there were Republican, right? Because there's
I
nobody
never
that.
said. I said there was a mix of them. Yes,
I got you. So
a mix
whenever
of
you
people.
saw people carrying out big screen TVs out of fucking Targets and Walmarts, could you track who they were?
No, can you?
I can tell you the majority of them were black.
Oh man, you gotta
Well,
drop
so
me.
you've
You
got to
don't
be
start
kidding.
stuttering, Travis.
As
I'm
if
sorry.
Oh my
Honey,
God, that
first of all, I
accountability
hate when
hurts.
people
Let
say
her
that
say
because
something.
you
sorry,
know,
am I-
as,
was I-
excuse me, you know as
am
well
I
as
wrong?
I know that here's, you know, the saying that somebody
Wait,
told
no,
me
Karen,
once,
acknowledge what
they
I'm
said,
saying.
they
Karen,
said,
Karen,
where
stop.
did you get that information
Karen,
from?
stop. If you go to YouTube, pull up a video of the looting going on. There's not many white people
So
with
your source
MAGA
is
hats on.
YouTube.
Do you understand that?
Your source is YouTube. You don't have actually any police
Okay,
records
so are
or
you
anything
saying the
else. But your source
videos
is
of the news
YouTube.
coverage from 5
Your
years ago?
source is what the news showed you because they wanted to keep you interested and wanted to paint a picture of black people as they've
Okay.
always done.
So as the Channel 4 helicopter...
this
Stop.
and that.
Stop,
That's,
Karen.
your,
This is
Stop,
what-
your
Karen.
source
Stop.
can't be YouTube.
Stop, Karen. Karen,
Your
stop.
source
So-
cannot be YouTube. Go ahead and give
I
me
got
something
you.
a
So,
little
Karen,
bit more.
you're saying as the Channel 4 helicopter was hovering over the target, the newsroom back downtown was saying only show the black people?
Yes. What do you think?
Yes.
That's what the
Okay.
media has done
Genius, Karen.
forever.
Genius.
That's what,
Okay.
Ronnie. So basically, what I'm just going to summarize what you
are a
catch
special
22,
kind of dumb,
what
Karen,
catch
and I
22,
appreciate
and
it.
what yo baby daddy wants. You want everyone to go past it and just
Karen,
push
if I
aside
can help my
all
own
the wrong that
community,
we've done,
please.
and then and the fact that
Karen,
one second, Deacon, I'm almost finished. My tea's brewing. My tea's brewing.
I told you.
My
I
tea's
told
brewing.
you.
My blood's boiling. I just have a
Karen.
few more seconds.
Karen,
This is
you had
fucking
20
hilarious.
minutes. Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, I would agree with you with the part where they push a certain narrative in the media. However, what I tell black people, if he wasn't doing it, they would have it to push.
So you think that out of every single person's going to be
I
the
didn't
same?
say that. You clearly didn't listen. Unfortunately, I agree with you when they push a narrative in the media and they show more of one color of people than the other. However, if we wasn't doing it, knowing what's going on, they wouldn't have it to push.
Deacon, can I ask you a
So
question?
you're saying that if every single person was just perfect and didn't,
I didn't
for
say that
instance,
either.
like I
God
said,
damn it.
crime of
If I
opportunity.
can I speak to I'm sorry, Karen, with all due respect, I just want to get a black woman in on the conversation.
With all due
Sinead, I'm
respect,
glad
you don't
met
care
your
about black
spokesperson
people. You
for
want to
the black
demean
community.
and to degrade black people.
Wait,
and if
I'm so
anyone
sorry.
has anything to say
Karen, I
positive
said I
about it, you have a
wanted to-
problem with it. So
Wait, Karen.
essentially, you want to what?
Karen, do you have a problem with a black woman speaking?
No, I don't, but I have a problem with
Can you mute and let her
you
speak?
sitting here acting like you're an ally to black people when you quite literally you just want to talk negative about
the
them.
love of
You want
God,
to act
Karen,
like
mute.
everything
I'm sorry,
that's happening
This live was
is done by
promised
black
to
people.
Karen
You know as well as
3,000
I know
years
that your friends
ago,
during your high school years were in the store stealing and looting
Oh
before
my God.
you can even.
I'm
before
sorry,
you can
Sinead,
even,
that
excuse
Karen
me, before
is silent.
Is she Eminem's mother?
I'm so
Stop
sorry.
jumping,
Karen.
Karen. Hello,
did
Karen.
this,
Karen.
and yet we
Karen.
got away with it.
Karen.
While we went ahead
Karen. Karen, stop. Stop.
Daniela, you know what?
Stop.
You can
I
go
don't
ahead and
care.
shove it because I
Stop.
don't care what
Stop.
you have to say,
Shush.
Danielle.
Good. Then we don't care
want
what
to
you
know?
have
I'm
to
going to
say.
leave you with
Hush.
this.
Karen,
I'm going to
hush.
leave you guys with this.
We don't
Daniela,
want to hear it. We
Karen,
don't want to hear it, Karen.
Catch 22 is a hoe.
That doesn't
Your
help.
baby
That
daddy's a
doesn't
hoe.
help.
You're
I
all
don't need a white
hoes.
savior. You're not.
I will say this. When I'm 81, God willing, I will be as feisty as the real life Karen we just had up here. Karen said, my neighbors are doing coke down the street. Karen has definitely called the cops at least once a week for the last 10 years. Karen fucking T. And the cops show up. What's up now, Karen? Karen will call if the wind blows and the garbage cans fucking blow over. That's too funny.
I tried to warn you, host.
Karen called us host.
I really did try to warn you.
Oh, she called you a hoe?
I said host.
Yes, no. Karen just said your mom's a hoe, your daddy's a hoe.
Oh, go ahead, Karen, baby. Tell her. She's 81 years old.
She goes into lives.
81, Daniela.
She goes into lives and she just railroads them. And it's funny when she pops in.
That's a first.
Nobody can shut her down. It's fucking hilarious.
All right, well, I got a couple new people coming up. Catch, get back in the queue. I'll bring you back up. I forget what side Deacon's really on. Let's go with Quantum. All right, who do we have up here? Quantum, what do you got? Where are you from, Quantum?
Hey, I'm from Florida.
And do you know Karen?
I don't. I wish I did. She's awesome.
Oh, okay. All right. And what brings you up here?
Do you want to talk about like what's on your screen? Actually, before I did want to address something you said. Did you say earlier that you're more likely to be attacked by a black person?
What I said is if there's any murder anywhere in the United States, statistically, it's more likely that a black person does it.
Okay, I thought you said earlier you were like my friends or the people I work with or something like that.
What I said, if an employee or a friend or a family member got shot and killed, it is most likely that it was a black person that did it anywhere in America.
Okay, but you do understand that if you're white, it's more likely that a white person would have done it, right?
I'm just using the overall numbers. I
Okay.
don't
That's
have the
still not
numbers, and
true.
if you have them,
That
I would
is,
love to see them. That
yeah,
it's white
yeah.
people killing
So
white
the
people. So
FBI statistics show
go
that
ahead.
most crimes are done like, what do you call it? Like
But to
around
be
the people
fair,
that
what happens if it's a black employee? I wasn't talking about just white people in
yeah,
general.
if it's a black person, they're more likely to be unalived by a
I got
black
you. So
person. If
you're
it's a
just
white
okay. No
person,
problem. No problem. Get the
right.
point. If it's and I can acknowledge that if it's a mass shooting or a school shooting or a shooting inside of a church, most likely it's a white person. What I
Right.
don't get is why is it that there's so many black people or white guilty people like Karen that can't acknowledge that over half the murders in this country are done by black people.
I mean, we can acknowledge that, but can you also
Wait, why
acknowledge
is
that?
there a but? Why is there a but?
Because there's nuance to it. You can't
Of
just
course
take
there's nuance. Of course. And
statistics.
what's the
You're right.
nuance?
Right. The statistics aren't meant to just, just read numbers and be like, okay, well, that's
That's
it.
the
Like
whole point
there's
of
more. No,
statistics.
there's more
Wait, do
to it.
you
You're
think
supposed
numbers
to.
lie? Like black
Right.
No,
people lie,
I
white
mean
people
they
lie.
can
Numbers
lie.
don't lie.
People can fabricate numbers, absolutely. I'm not saying that's what's going on. But you
Okay.
have
So
to
2 plus 2
read.
don't equal 4?
No,
You can
I'm saying
fabricate
people
the
can
numbers?
I'm not saying people can fabricate math. I'm saying people can fabricate what numbers you're reading. Like on the statistics, they can fabricate them. But let's assume that they're true. That's fine. So, my point, first of all, do you guys know how many schmurders go unsolved every year?
I'm gonna be honest. I learned that this week, and that there's a lot. I think
Right.
that somebody came up and said it was almost 40%. And I'll be honest with you, I
Mhm.
laughed in their face, and I said,
Mhm.
"You're an idiot." And then I went and looked it up myself, and it is pretty close to 40%.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
so I look like the idiot, but we can't go with the unknown, right? We can only go with what is known, and it's 51% of the arrests, 55% of the convictions, unfortunately, are black people. We can't sit there and play a guessing game where, okay, this murder might be this or that. So I don't get that argument.
Okay, so one thing we do know is that, or it maybe you disagree, but black communities have historically and continue to be over policed. Can we admit that?
Sure. Go
What
ahead.
is
Okay.
can I push back against that?
Yes, go ahead.
Historically, yes. Currently, again, no. Because the reason why I go against these arguments because they don't help us. I got I would agree with you with what he said. I don't agree with. I think it's more based on proximity, but I don't have the numbers for that, so I'm not arguing that. But to say we're over police when I'm watching the crime rates again, where Karen tries to compare snorting to what I see, I literally watch shootouts every night coming home from church and school every night for
Hmm.
the dumbest of reasons. And
Interesting.
the precinct was 2 blocks away,
Okay.
and that's just in one
And
area.
I'll just say
So
this to me, just point blank. I'm so sorry. What is your name? Quantum. Pick any U.S. city that's having gun problems right now. I think the National Guard should go in there. So that would be over policing. And to me, more law enforcement equals less people dying. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I don't know about that. I think you would have to figure out why people are unaliving in the first place,
Okay,
and then
so
start from there.
all
I
right,
don't
so
think.
we could either let's just say hypothetically, you're the mayor of a major city. I'm the governor of a major city, and we have two choices. One, we could do a whole bunch of studies and find the root causes. That's Carmela Harris's words. Root causes of why gun violence is happening, or we could get immediate results by putting more law enforcement on the streets.
So,
And just one more sentence, and then I will let you respond.
okay.
We saw the direct results in DC where gun violence and major crimes went down when the National Guard was there. So if you can provide me somewhere where more policing actually ended up with more death or violent crimes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't think more policing is going to directly cause more unalivings. And yeah, you might see a decrease, but I'm wondering how that'll look long term. I think the long term results would be going to the root cause because you can't solve a problem without figuring out how it started in the first place.
Okay, so I think Donald Trump's mission here is to get results. He started in D.C., which was easier to do because it's D.C. There's really no governor there. Now he's going to a red state with Memphis. Granted, it is a Democratic mayor, but the purpose of this exercise is to display to these other mayors and governors that get more police officers on the street, and that will equal less violent crimes and murders. And we've only had one example, and that was DC, and it
I have a
worked out.
question.
Go ahead. Jessica, where are you from?
I'm from Virginia,
Okay, go
37,
ahead.
2 kids, married. Well, one on the way.
Okay.
So my question to Quantum is, if we don't have more policing, which is what you're suggesting, we have less policing, then what is your solution, or what do you think the solution would be to not having less police but less murders? So if we have less police, then what should we do?
I think we need to go to the systemic root of it. So like, why do we
Like
have
doing what?
So figure out why do we have gangs in the first
And how do
place?
you do
Because
that? How do
most
you
of
do
the,
that?
I mean, you gotta
Right,
look
but I
at
want
history.
to. I understand but you want to figure out why we're doing all this, but how do we go about that? How do we go about getting into the communities and making sure that this isn't going to continue to happen without bringing police into those communities to do so?
Well, one thing we know that works is like rehabilitation programs versus just arresting people and like doing that over and over. Like people go, the recidivism rate is high when you arrest people and then they have to pay all these fines and all these court costs, and you keep doing that over and over again. It creates like the cycle of why did they commit crimes in the first place? It's more than likely going to be financial reasons. So now you're creating more financial despair. You're not actually solving the problem. You're not doing anything. You're just basically slapping a band-aid on it and expecting
So
long-term
Okay, so
results.
do you think
there
that like
is
the people that get arrested should, for gun violence or anything like that, they should go into rehabilitation? But what about the people that are still on the streets with guns committing crimes? What do we do with those people if we're not going to have less police in the communities?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like violent crimes, like people are actively committing violent crimes, you have to put them in prison. But I think, or when you do that, you should try to figure out, like, try some sort of rehabilitation. I think therapy would actually be really important. Nobody seems to want to talk about that. That a lot of these people are mentally ill, like they have mental issues and they
Okay, so
need
Quantum, just
therapy.
keep it simple for me.
Right.
Why is it, and I'm not talking about you, I'm just speaking in general, why is it that dumbasses come up here and say, let's figure out the root cause and let's fix air conditioning in schools and start after school programs? I acknowledge that long-term solutions are great. Let's do that as well. But why not get the short-term Band-Aid right away instead of people where people keep dying?
Because
Why are people against the instant fix?
the instant fix all often leads to the cycle repeating, and honestly it might even make it worse. Like one thing that people point
But
out a lot.
give me an example of
All right,
where
I'll
it
give
gets
I'll
worse.
give you an example. So what was it, the 1990 something crime bill, where they decided
Okay,
that
how
there
about
was going
something
to
this
be,
century?
I mean, that's probably like the most famous example that everybody know. I could look up something this century,
I'm sure
but
you could. Yes, of course.
right.
I
if I
just
may,
don't.
Kendra,
If I'm living in a city that my people are dying every day because of gun violence, I'm begging my mayor, I'm begging the governor, and I'm begging the sitting president of the United States to send in 50,000 National Guard so my people stop dying. But for some reason, there are so many people that come up here. and they're against it. It makes zero
So,
sense to me.
so
I mean,
why
you
don't
need
you
to
want to
make
talk about the
immediate
crime
results
though?
happen in order for long-term gain, right? If you're going to go into mental health, which Quantum, I agree with you on, there's a lot of mental health issues going on that need to be addressed. But until and unless we address the problem here and right now immediately, then that's not going to work. What are we going to do? Knock on everybody's door and be like, "Hey, do you need to go see a therapist?" Like, no, we're not going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. Who's paying
May
for
I
that?
add some?
All right,
May I add some nuance to
let
this?
her respond. Let her respond. Go ahead,
Okay.
Quantum.
Okay, yeah. So one of the biggest problems, like the reason why a lot of people are against like over policing is the effect that we see on our family structures. So like over policing in the past has taken fathers out of the home. And we know
That's not true.
statistically what happened. That
Just
is
let her
true.
finish if you can. Just give her 30 seconds, then believe me, you could interrupt. Just give her
Right.
30 seconds uninterrupted,
So
please.
thank you. When you over police the black families, you know, most of the time it is men being arrested. You put them in prison long term. Obviously, that's going to create fatherless homes, fatherless structures. It's going to lead to women, black women, being more reliant on government programs, etc. Which a lot of people say is the cause of gang violence. A lot of black men are seeking father structures, and you know the cycle continues that way.
Well, why are they getting arrested?
So they might. I mean, first of all, we know why do people commit crimes in the first place? It's usually
Okay, but
economic
they're getting
reasons.
arrested, but
Okay.
that's not because of over policing.
If,
That's because of
if I
choices that
can,
they've made,
Sure,
if
sure,
I can add
but
some nuance into here, if I can add some
which is
nuance
but
why
into
there's
here.
fatherless
the
homes.
point that Karen was
So
making
the
was white people can be committing crimes as well, but nobody's going or circling around in their areas in their neighborhoods and looking
again,
for
so
people.
Karen made a bad point because the example she gave is nothing like what's going on the other side, right? And you made it a white and black thing. We just talking about crimes and violence, right? So adding police or even the National Guard, because you have black and white people asking for National Guard to come in because gangs with guns are taking over the streets and can might go against them. Creating new laws are stopping law-abiding citizens from else. Criminals don't care about the laws, right? So when you get the police in or you get the city under control, then you can implement services to help people. You can't implement services because they're not allowing it. Why they're not allowing it? Because of the violence and the cost of the money cost and people losing their lives. So the quick fix, policing. Then adding the services, putting out there so people can get the services. Yes, I would say we need more therapy centers. Yes, I would say some kind of rehabilitation. But and some people just need harsher crime time. I've literally seen people just go to jail like it's a Sunday. Like, oh, I do this all day, and
Okay,
they'll keep going,
so
repeat offending.
I have a question. If it's a non-violent crime and like somebody's just a shrug dealer or whatever, do you think that it's more important to put that, like, make sure all the police get those people off the street, put them in prison, or is it more important that that person, you know, is rehabilitated, has like some leniency, and is able to actually be present in like their children's lives?
If they're street pharmacists, they're not looking for rehabilitation. They're looking for quick money.
That
No,
is a
but
violent crime because you're killing people,
no. Let's say
essentially.
they're not unaliving anybody. They're just
Yes,
selling
they
drugs.
are by selling drugs.
What? Okay,
Okay,
let's say it's
hold on 1 second, please. Expose. What do you got, expose?
Oh, that's Justice Clarence talking about the rules for the Second Amendment, the new
Okay.
Supreme Court ruling that requires all state and federal laws to be within historical tradition from 1791.
Okay, tremendous. Thank you so much for that.
No, it's because they said that they're banning the rights of the law-abiding citizens,
No, I
and
get it.
those,
I get it.
yeah,
You're good.
that's why they're being burdened.
All right, Kat, you're already up. Hold on. Let me just clear the panel and start
Yeah,
over.
thank you.
If I can. I'm just going to
I
clear it.
appreciate that, Hope.
I don't know what you're saying. I appreciate for it. Here goes my friend Paul. I don't know who I selected there. Paul, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Well, happy hump day, love. All right, Michi, what do you got, Michi?
Go Pete. Go
Hey,
Pete.
Dave, let me
What's
ask
up?
you something, Dave.
Roscoe, come on.
You in
Come here.
Pittsburgh, right?
Yup.
Go
I'm in
ahead.
Pittsburgh. Hey,
Go P. Go P.
how about I get us a tent, right?
Go P.
And we go into
Fucking tell you, Shorty.
since you know you
Go
always
fucking
got
P.
feedback and you know what I'm saying, and opinions about the
P.
black community.
Go P.
How about we meet somewhere in the black community? We
You got the
go somewhere in the white
Hazelwood.
community.
You know where
And
Hazelwood is?
yeah, I used to live in Hazelwood, right? I used to live on Lytle Street.
Yup. Okay, so go ahead. What do you got?
Go
Yeah.
P. Go P.
Okay. Devon is screaming at his dog or somebody to go pee. All right, Michi, thanks for showing up. I think it says ICT. Where are you from?
From London, the United Kingdom. Good to meet
What
you,
brings
sir.
up ICT?
I disagree with the premises, George Floyd and Charlie Kirk. The response, I think, is two extreme different examples. Charlie Kirk was a racist. He spread hate
Hold on,
to society.
ICT. We're not talking about the characteristics of the people. I'm talking about the response to each death. Right?
You're
One
definitely talking about the
Hold on 1 second, please.
characteristics because
One
you
response led to more prayer throughout the country, and another led to fires being set and looting. Is that factually
well?
Good, ICT. Is it factually
So
true? What I'm
they,
saying?
if you're not talking about the characteristics, why do you mention that George Floyd was a criminal?
No,
That's a characteristic, right?
once again, let's just talk about the photos, Paul. Let's not overcomplicate it for ICT. You agree that the response, regardless of who killed them and how great or terrible of a person that they were.
How can you say?
Wait,
How
ICT,
can you say?
ICT, just answer me directly, please. Do you agree that the responses have been different?
100%.
Okay, great. Okay, so that was the point of the photo.
People are fed up of 200. You cannot ignore the context of white European Americans oppressing black people. The redlining, George Floyd, cotton picking,
So
slavery.
that justifies.
They had generations of hundreds of years where you guys have oppressed them. You've oppressed them.
So are you saying that justifies $2 billion worth of damage throughout the country?
Stolen trillions of them. You made them into slaves. You've destroyed the black America. You created the
What
ghettos
about
and
when their
the
churches
projects.
and houses
It's been
were burned
proven.
down to a crisp? Isn't that damages that that the black community had to pay for all over again when their houses and churches were burned down?
Okay, so
Why do you talk about people like Dylan Roof? Dylan Roof.
Okay, now we're on the Dylan Roof. Very smart. So wait, are we justifying the fires and the looting by the history of black people throughout this country?
Because you whites have gotten away with hundreds of years of unaliving black people. You lynch
Okay, so
have you stopped at lynching? Hanging black men off the trees, like in the south of America,
I got you.
Louisiana.
So if God forbid there was another George Floyd situation today, would that justify them going?
Also, America's support Israel. What they're doing in Gaza, a genocide. So you guys are the biggest violent people on the planet. You white men. You can never talk about violence.
ICT, first impression, you're too dumb and unhinged for this conversation. But if, God forbid, there was another George Floyd today, would that justify another 4 or 5 months of rioting and looting and fire setting? Yes or no?
Did your neighborhood get burned down?
No justice, no peace.
Okay,
Did your neighborhood get
we
burned
say
down?
yes?
Did your neighborhood get burned down?
No justice, no
My neighborhood
peace.
didn't get burned down. Fucks no.
Exactly. Did
Okay,
any
so-
white community get burned
I
down?
believe. Listen, I believe it was the
Hold on
FBI.
one second.
I honestly.
Hold on one
Did
second.
any white
it was the
community
FBI.
get burned down?
Well, I don't know, right? Like when we talk
Because
about
it didn't happen.
Maybe you
Media
should know
lied
that
to you.
first.
ICT, listen, I'll talk to one of you morons at a time, okay? Let me go to, is it Devin or
The
Devon?
insults don't help the conversation. The insults don't help the conversation.
Is it Devin or Devon?
It doesn't matter which way
Okay.
you pronounce my name.
I'll
'Cause
call you Little
as
Devin.
far as I'm concerned,
Okay, so once again, so when we say, were there white people affected? Yeah, there were white small businesses that were burnt down. Right?
So what?
Fox News interviewed a different one every day in 2020.
How many times? How many times
Hold on
did
one
whites
second,
come to black?
ICT, I'm going to talk to Little Devin for a second. So, are you saying that white people were not affected because there was a lot of police officers?
No, I know white people were affected, but how many
Okay.
times have whites come into black communities and burned them down to the ground?
Okay, so so white people went into black communities to burn them down, so that gives black people the right to burn down their own community?
Those things in
It's
that
called
communities, the
reciprocation.
stores and all those things belong to white people.
There was no
Those
black
stores,
businesses that were burned?
I'm not saying that there weren't some small black. It wasn't predominantly black neighborhoods. It wasn't that.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. This
Okay.
whole argument about the response to Charlie's unaliving versus George Floyd is ridiculous from the get go. How can you even compare the two? How can you even compare the two?
There's no comparison, and that's
You're
the
right.
problem.
There is no comparison because
Right?
Charlie
There
didn't
was
lose
a
his
group
life.
of people that were upset that somebody died, and they decided to pray more.
No,
And there
this is
was a group of
continuously.
people that was upset.
January the 6th. Are you forgetting
Hold on one
January the
second.
6th?
Hold on one second. Then there was a group of people that was upset because somebody overdosed on fentanyl. And
That's
that
not what he.
took
Listen,
multiple
and stop
weeks
spreading that lie. Stop spreading that lie.
people-
Because he
hold
had
on, little
fentanyl in
Devin.
the system
Hold on, little
doesn't
Devin.
mean that he OD'd
Hold on,
off of
little
fentanyl.
Devin.
He had fentanyl. Listen, I just got done reading a report 2 days ago. He
Of
did
course he
not
did.
have that much significant fentanyl levels in his system to that being the sole contributing factor to his death. Asphyxiation.
Okay, sure.
Asphyxiation due to oxygen loss is the reason
I got
why
you.
he
So-
was deemed dead.
Is that your justification for Americans setting stores on fire and looting? Is that your
It's
justification?
called.
That's
it's
what happened in
called
January the 6th. That's
no
what you white
justice,
racists
no
done in
peace.
January the 6th in Washington. January the 6th. You
Okay,
burnt down
so
Washington.
you done that. Okay, no problem.
Dave, what do you think
Hold on,
happened
Paul.
when
Hold on
Rodney
one
King
second,
was?
Paul. Paul, hold on one
Bigots
second.
or the MAGA low IQ
Okay,
bigots.
so
what
no
they done in
problem.
January
So
the 6th.
let's just say I don't know what cities you're in right now, but let's just say hypothetically there's 2,500 angry people in your city. Would you rather them set the city on fire and loot, or would you rather them take a flight to DC and fuck up Nancy Pelosi's desk? Which one would you rather have? Go ahead.
I much rather
I'd
him fuck
rather
up
them
the
mess up
cities.
Trump's desk.
Okay.
Yeah, how about
Good
that?
answer,
Let's mess
Paul.
up
Great
Trump's
job.
desk.
Okay, great answer. Once again, very intelligent. Mr. UK, would you rather them fuck up your city or catch a flight to DC and fuck up Pelosi's desk?
Yes, deal it with a politician, Pelosi. Yes, go
Who
to
are
her
you to
desk.
get to say that we're not intelligent? Why do you keep insulting us? Why do you keep doing that? That's not
Right,
cool.
because to me, once again, I'm sure maybe you're a smart guy, but your
No, I am a
answer-
smart guy.
Okay, of course.
I'm smart enough to realize that through systemic
Oh, no.
institutions that are racist, through a policy and practice of policing that only focuses on the black community, right? Not because we're more criminal, because if you look at population, you want to talk about per capita, per 100,000, because that's what per capita means. Per 100,000, nothing else added to it. Per 100,000, white people commit more crime.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Because the police, you own the judges, the police,
So
all the
my
politicians are white.
question is-
You guys
hold
are
on,
like,
hold
okay,
on
can I
one second.
explain?
UK,
What white people-
shut up for a second,
Why are
please.
y'all always minimizing what white people do? Why
No,
is that?
I
Why is it
acknowledge
always a minimal
what you're saying
level
is
to what white people do?
Catholic Church do. Well, the Catholic
Wait,
Church
hold on,
abuse children.
ICT, stop. Okay, little Devin, once again, I can acknowledge that white people commit more crimes overall in this country. Can you acknowledge that over half the murders in this country are done by black people? Yes or no?
Not That's true. a lie. Not true.
That's not true at all.
All right,
That's
see,
not true at
that's
all.
the problem.
Can
So
I say
are we taking
something?
it
each other?
Can I say
Are
something?
Most
we,
people
are we
kill each
taking,
other.
Let me say this, y'all. Are we taking into account all the wars that whites led? All
Okay,
the
how about
wars?
we
Are
just
gonna
go the
exclude
last
those?
5 years?
Are we going to
Last-
exclude that violence? Are we
little
going to
Devin,
exclude that
little
violence?
Devin, let me
Adolf
say-
Hitler.
Like Devin,
Adolf
like,
Hitler.
like Desert
let me
Storm?
see if you could acknowledge it this way. Over the last 7 years, black people have committed over half the murders in this country. Can you acknowledge that?
To each
No,
other.
I'm not going to acknowledge that either.
To each other. Are you talking about
Can I
blacks
say
killing blacks,
something?
whites killing
That's-
whites? Every race. Most
See,
whites are killed by other
is-
whites.
That is the problem, Devin. This country, the problem is people like you. And it's not white, black, blue, red. It's either you can acknowledge facts and live in reality, or you're just so clouded by your own
Okay, so
biases
Dave, can since we're
that
talking
you're
about
fucking
Eddie,
acknowledging
look at that
facts,
Eddie with his fake tattoos. Eddie,
not
the
in a good
racist,
way.
talking about
since we're talking about
All right,
acknowledging
ICT, I'm going to get rid of
facts,
you.
So
Eddie, you're a
ICT,
let
I'm
me
going to
peasant.
get
ask you
rid
a
of you.
question.
All
Hold
right,
on. This
go ahead, little
50%, this 50% you're talking about, right? This 50% murder rate you're talking about. Is that based on murder rates that are leading to convictions of murder?
Well, let me explain why I use that number. This has been going on for close to a month now. We brought up table 43A from the FBI, and a couple things we learned. Number one, that the first line in that, okay, for the last full year that the FBI released, the first line says murder manslaughter, and it gives you the numbers, then breaks it down by race. And the number of arrests for murder was 51.2%. Somebody came up and brought up a fair point and said, Dave, that's the arrest. Let's look at the conviction. So the convictions actually went up to 55.7%, I believe. So are you saying those numbers are racist? Are you saying that they're inaccurate?
Okay,
Because you
but
refuse to acknowledge the
does
sector.
that okay, but does that lead to conviction? That
I'm so sorry.
50%.
I said the conviction rate is 55% of them are black people.
Okay, so do you agree that the criminal justice system isn't always fair and level playing field when it comes to handing out convictions versus
exactly.
exonerations?
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Sure.
Okay, then so how can you use that number then? If you can't just leave that out of that 50%.
Gotcha. So let's say the numbers are somewhere like this. There were 4,000 murders committed by black people in that calendar year, and about 120 of them were exonerated. Why are we focused on the 120 number, not the 4,000 number?
Because you still have to incorporate the 120 number.
Okay. And
you can't
I
have one without the other.
Even
you
if
can't
we
have your cake and eat it too.
Hold on one second. Even if we take out the exonerations, black people are still committing the most murder in this country.
Okay, so is that just in black communities or that's just nationwide?
It doesn't specify. It just says overall numbers.
Okay, so what about proximity in regards to that 50%?
Why is it? And sir, if you said to me, look, school shooters, white people, mass shooters, white people, why is it that I can acknowledge that, but there's a lot of dumb people that come up here?
But
and
why
can't
don't you
acknowledge
talk
what I'm
about
saying?
that? Why is your focus not on the mass shooters?
Okay, no problem. Let's factor in the mass shooters, which also would include most of the school shootings. It's still black people are killing more people.
No.
But do you ever talk about the mass shooters
Okay,
that
so
are like?
and that's the problem.
That's dumb.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
That's dumb. No, what you're saying is that you're the dumb one, not us. Because you want to exclude shit. You want to separate it in order to fit the narrative.
Wait, what am I?
Black people. The
Wait,
black
what
people
am I?
are inherently more
Stop. What
violent.
am I excluding?
Even
I'm not excluding anything.
though we don't lead conflicts around the world, white people do. That's not black people
I'm not
leading
talking about
conflicts
the
against
world.
other
I'm talking
countries.
about American
But you don't want to
murder
use that. You don't want to
was done.
incorporate that. You just want to stick to America, stick to those statistics because it's comfortable for you to
Why
lead
would I
in
worry
that
about gun
example.
violence in
And
any
you
other
can say
country?
black people are more violent
Devin,
than
can
white
you
people.
hear yourself talk? Why would anybody worry about gun violence in any other country? Explain that, please.
I didn't say any other country. I'm talking about the violence that America
You said throughout the
perpetuates
world.
around
Did
the
you
globe.
not?
That's what I'm talking about.
Devin,
The violence America perpetrates across the
in
globe.
November?
Huh?
Who'd you vote for in November?
I didn't vote.
Who would you have voted for?
I wouldn't have. That's why I didn't vote because
Why not?
neither candidate appealed to me. I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because of her stance on Israel. I didn't vote for her because of that. That's the only reason, really, that I didn't vote for her.
Amazing. And what was so offensive about her stance on Israel?
They're unaliving innocent people.
Well, write a letter. My advice is if you're upset about what's going on in the Middle East, Just two things. One, just a reminder that Hamas they're the bad people. They're the
Here we
terrorists.
go with the Hamas. Here
All
we
right, and
go.
just one more
But
thing.
what does
All
that
these
have to do with
people,
America?
One more
all
Why
these
is
thing. One
people
more
that
America
Hamas
thing.
was
supporting
hiding
Why
Israel?
are
behind.
you
That's how
talking
they
when
end
I'm
up dying.
talking?
Here we go.
And
See what I'm
anything
saying
that
about
you're
white
upset
people,
about
man?
that is happening
This is what I
currently,
mean about y'all, man. Y'all have
write
no
a letter.
empathy.
This is what I
Y'all
mean
have
about the
no
old man.
empathy. Y'all
Sir,
have no
stop it.
empathy. Have
Stop.
no empathy. No
All right,
empathy. But you
so,
want all this empathy for
all
Charlie
right,
Kirk,
little
who's a
Devin.
piece
Hold
of
on, little
shit
Devin.
douchebag that y'all
All right,
fucking
here, little
love.
Devin.
He's a
Here, let
piece of
me.
shit. That
Little Devin,
motherfucker
what
would.
I call that, little Devin, is the virtual rubble. So you get the Gaza experience. So congrats.
So Dave,
Suck 'em.
No, that's my business name. I'm from New Orleans. I do
Your
crawfish. So
business name is Suck 'em.
suck 'em and pluck 'em.
And what do you do?
Crawfish, seafood, things like that.
Oh,
It's
that's
a New
awesome.
Orleans. Yeah, it's a New Orleans thing. You know. But
All
look,
right, fair enough.
here's the difference to the response, right? George Floyd was killed by a racist cop. Kurt was killed by his own kind. If Kurt was hold on, listen to me. If Kurt was shot by a minority or a black man, y'all would have towed this motherfucker down, and you know that.
All right, so we're going back to a hypothetical. I don't know what the response would have been, but all these photos are based off is what actually happened.
It wouldn't have
Now,
been
that
peaceful.
go ahead.
It would not have been peaceful.
Okay.
If that shooter was black,
Then
it
why
would
wasn't there
have been more
outrage?
time in America.
Yeah, but you saw that black dude murder that white chick on the subway, right? Nobody went out. No white people went out and set fires, right?
Right, it ain't no different than what happened in
it
Cities
wasn't
Valley.
an injustice. It was just a lunatic that did it.
Right.
We're talking about police brutality. You know, white supremacists who are hiding behind these badges. They apply to be police officers so that they can do the things that they want to do, but they're not wearing the white KKK capes anymore. So they're wearing blue now.
So let's go back to 2018 in California when a white man killed a black
But can
woman.
I just ask you a question? And what blows my mind is, are you under the impression that white cops are killing more black people in this country versus black people actually killing their own? Like, are you under that impression?
Not at all.
Okay,
But
Paul, are you? Because the way you guys
If the
talk at
police
times,
are unaliving white people, that means that the white media isn't highlighting the white people who are getting
but
brutalized by police officers. So hey,
Listen,
we
Paul,
cannot focus on.
you've been up here quite a few times, and I have no problem letting you up. But I think there are times where you're like way out in left field. Like in your mind, do you think that more black people die every year from the hands of police officers versus white people?
I didn't say that more
Okay.
black people died. I said that if that's the case, if
What do you
white
mean
people,
if
if there
that's
are
the
more,
case? What do you
if that's the
believe is
case,
factual?
why isn't that being highlighted in the media?
Because
Oh,
reality
because
is
it's not
point blank.
happening.
The reality is the media fuels this bullshit, this narrative
Yeah,
that
just like
white people are
this is
bad.
being fueled that black people are the cause of America's downfall. Ones who are just so pathetic in this country. And a lot of people who talk about the black community have never even stepped foot one time in the black community. Ever. They're just going off of hearsay.
Okay. Once again, I understand what you're saying. Like you're speaking English, but I think a lot of your answers aren't really addressing what's going on. Point blank.
So,
Go ahead, Sutton.
are you under the impression that black people kill white people more than white people kill white people?
No, not at all. I'm just saying that black people are committing more murders in this country versus every other race. Can you
Do
acknowledge
you
that?
understand why? Do you understand when you have children and if the parent is a violent person to their children usually they are usually violent, and it's like a generational thing that continues. And that's the same
So
way in
wait,
America.
hold on. I had somebody
Black
come up
people
here.
were
I had somebody come up here and say because of slavery decades ago, that is why it's happening.
Yes, all the violence that was inflicted on black people
How has
That's all
slavery
they.
affected you, Paul?
Slavery will never affect me because I'm not gonna let
Okay.
a white person stop me from doing anything.
All right. When was the
Which
last
is why
time?
I'm
When was the last
sorry.
time a white man held you back or held you down?
They can't do any of that because I'm
But
not gonna
yet,
allow it.
there's a lot of people acting like that's going on right now.
Yeah, we have to work extremely harder for certain things because of, of course we're black, you know. However, I'm going to do whatever it takes so that I can live the way I want to live. I'm never going to allow the white man to feed me because that means that I would be giving you the right to starve me, and I would never give you that much power over me.
That is crazy. That the mindset of a lot of people that come up here, I could not imagine living my life like that. I couldn't do it. And I
Yeah,
don't.
because you couldn't imagine it because you are not black. It's like me trying to imagine what people from Mexico go through. I have never been an illegal immigrant, so I cannot relate to what they go through. Some
Yeah,
things that they
but Paul, back in the 1840s, I had family members of mine die because they were starved to death in Ireland. I could never ever imagine using horrendous things that happened to my ancestors as a reason of why something is going wrong in my life today. But there are so many black people that do that.
Look, all right, look at this. You say 55% of black people are arrested for murder, right?
Yeah, it's 51% in the report that we pulled, but go ahead, continue.
Okay, so only half of those are convicted, correct?
Half are convicted. No, I don't know the conviction numbers.
It's 20.
The 55% that I give is the percentage of black people convicted for murder.
No, it's not convicted. It's arrested.
Okay,
And
let's start over. Let's start over.
And you're looking at the 2019 FBI files. I know what you're looking at. So
Correct.
let me
That's 51.2% of the arrest. Then
so let me say this. So let me flip it, right? So let me say 69% of white people commit all rape. 65% of white people commit all SAs. So should I say that women and children should be scared of white men?
Statistically, if you said that if somebody is getting raped, it is more likely to be a white person. I have
Correct.
no problem acknowledging that. Numbers don't lie. Black people lie, white people lie, numbers do not. But whenever I ask people to acknowledge that black people commit over half the murders in this country, it's like I'm asking them for a fucking kidney.
They are arrested for half the murder. I agree with you on that. But when it comes to
convicted.
No, when it comes to convictions, only 23% of that 51 are convicted.
Wrong.
and
Well,
the reason why they're convicted
Thank you
is
for having
because
me up.
they're
I'm on my way to
wrongfully
work.
convicted.
I appreciate you guys.
All right. Case, I'm so sorry. What's your name? Kasim? Wait, what's your name? Kashvekami. All right, can I call you Kay? All right, Kai. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
And what brings you up?
I'm just listening to the conversation, and I seen the picture here. So I was just curious. What do you think about this picture?
I think there were two groups of people upset about somebody dying within their community, and two different communities responded two totally different ways. And there's no debate, right? There was one side that it inspired more prayer, more people in churches, and the other side it led to $2 billion worth of damage throughout the country, over 1,000 police officers hurt, businesses set on fire, and a lot of looting.
Okay. Can you explain the differences between the two communities, you say?
You tell me.
Well, I don't agree that there are two communities that caused this. So that's why I'm trying to get your understanding.
Okay. Tell me more. Go ahead.
So I totally disagree.
Wait, what did I say that's inaccurate? What did I say that's inaccurate?
You said that it was two different communities.
Okay, two different groups of people. Wait, stop. Two different groups of people right? It's just not white people support Charlie Kirk. There were black people at the funeral or the memorial service. So it's not a race thing. All right, it is flat out. If you were upset about Charlie Kirk, you were likely to go pray or to go to church. Okay, if you were upset about George Floyd, you were more likely to go and set a fire than if you were upset with Charlie Kirk.
Do you have any scientific evidence to prove that claim?
How about just watching the news 5 years ago? Like, let's be honest, whenever they had a helicopter over a Target or a Walmart, it wasn't white people with a MAGA hat walking out of there with a big screen TV. Is that scientific enough for you?
You know, they were the ones
Or do you
who
think it was
the ones
voters
that
in blackface or
No,
something?
that's not scientific.
That's not science. Okay,
You're
so
making
my
statistical.
working eyes. Go ahead.
You're making claims as if there's some type of statistical or scientific data to back it up. So I'll give you an example, right? So
Wait, so
during,
in your mind, well, stop, Kai. In your mind, do you think it was white MAGA voters that were looting and setting fires?
it was
talking about
it was
during
white.
George Floyd?
Yeah,
Of course. Well, nobody
yes.
set
It was
fires because
Antifa. It was many different groups. And see, this is why I'm saying
Okay.
you have to take other things into account.
Wait, is Antifa white Trump supporters?
It's Antifa is far left,
Okay.
white, George
Okay, great.
Soros. You know,
Is it fair to say, scientifically, of course, that most of the people looting were white far lefties or black people?
It don't matter about what
we
side
need
they're on. They're still
scientific
white.
data because
Okay,
there was
so
white,
once
there
again,
was
my
Asian,
eyes,
there was
my
Hispanic out
eyes
there.
watching the news coverage and seeing black person after black person wobble out with a big screen TV. I need some kind of
What news
scientific-
coverage did you watch?
I need some kind of scientific data. Is that what you're saying?
Well, when they were taking,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was saying if they were taking TVs, they're not taking TVs because they need them. They're making statements. They're taking whatever the
So their
businesses
statement
own.
is
It's
let's
not,
commit a crime? Wait, what?
Danielle, just worry about your people taking
Wait,
the
their
lives
statement. I'm an
overseas,
American.
okay?
I could talk about American
Worry about
issues. Thank you.
your
So
people
Paul,
went through
their
a whole
acknowledge what you're
statement.
saying, though.
Holocaust. Yes,
So
they're
their
trying to wipe out
statement is
another group of
committing a
people. So you
crime.
need to worry about that.
So Paul,
I
I'm
don't
not
go through
talking
this
about that.
kind
I'm
of
talking
people, but
about
okay.
America
just
as an
said that.
American citizen. So okay, I can't pronounce your name for the love of me, even if I
Kai,
try.
he said.
So
Kai, I believe.
Kai,
I'm
okay.
very confused
So
here.
so them wait, so them looting and stealing TVs is making a statement and not committing a crime?
I never said that. That's the lady.
Yeah,
Paul,
they
You have to
taking a
ask the
statement,
lady
right?
here that
What
said that.
statement are they making, Paul? Go ahead.
Didn't they make a statement, Daniela, when the Nazis were taking the lives of your people? They were making a statement,
All right,
wasn't
Paul,
they?
let's not go down the road of the Holocaust, okay?
So my question is, if a
And
black
now y'all
man
trying to
got
wipe out.
unalived when he was arrested, so they thought it was smart going in and making another statement by stealing things and getting arrested and
They were
becoming
not.
criminals?
It's not considered. They was not
It's not
necessarily
considered
stealing.
stealing? What do you mean? Did the owner open the doors and
They
tell them,
were
here, take
taking
TVs?
it. They were taking it, not
Taking
stealing it.
without paying, which is stealing.
Yes, but basically, but they
Okay, so
wasn't.
now
They
you're
Oh
wasn't
my
saying
taking it
God.
black
because they
people were
needed it.
stealing. That's so you said first you said, oh,
If you
it's not a
enter a
black or white
store,
thing.
if
Then
you
you
enter
say
a
it's black
store,
people stealing. That
wait,
sounds
sir,
kind
I'm
of
sorry.
hypocritical.
If you enter a store and you take something and you leave without going to the cashier, what is it called?
I
You
don't
tell me,
believe
what is
there
it
was a
called?
cashier
Oh,
on
we don't know
site.
what that's called. Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
I
Okay.
find it interesting that all of a sudden we're talking about black when you just stated not too long ago it's not a black or white thing.
But once again, you and I both agreed that Antifa had a lot to do with it, and they're far left
They're
white
white
people.
people, though. That
Okay, fair
doesn't
enough.
matter.
So once again, let's shake hands and agree that most of the theft, the summer of 2020, most of the fire set and the looting were done by black people or far left.
What scientific data do you have to say that black people
You
were
keep
the
you
ones
keep
doing it.
once again. You
Science
keep
matters.
where could I get scientific data? Right. So you're
Did
asking.
you take were you on the ground conducting
Once again, if
experiments?
you want to embarrass yourself and ask for scientific data when
Yes, please
everybody
give us data.
stop, please, please, please. Everybody sat there every night and watched your people and the far left white people loot and steal and set fires
I saw
all throughout this
Hispanics.
country.
I saw
So you
Asians.
might
I
not
saw
like it,
whites.
okay? So it is
Oh,
what
I
it is. I don't know
enjoyed it.
what to
I
tell you.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. Okay, so
yes, I did, sir.
okay, gotcha. So if God forbid there was another George Floyd that happened today, same
There's
exact
been plenty
scenario.
that happened
Hold on
today,
one second,
yesterday.
sir. Hold on one second, sir. Another George Floyd happens today. Would that justify 4 months of looting and setting fires? Would that justify it?
You have to ask your community
Yes or no?
because
Yes or no?
you have to ask your
Ty,
community that
yes or
question.
no? Yes or no? Would that justify it? Yes or no?
Yes, it would.
Okay, fair enough. Paul, would it justify another 4 months of black people and far left white people looting and setting fires? Would it justify it, Paul?
If it was police brutality, I definitely believe the same thing that happened during Rodney King is the same thing that happened during George Floyd, and it's definitely is justifiable in my case.
Okay. Hypothetically, God forbid, today it's a black cop on the knee of a white man. Would that justify white people like me?
If it is
Hold on one
police
second. Hold on one
brutality,
second, please. Would it justify white people like me going into black neighborhoods and burning that motherfucker down?
No.
Okay. So why is it okay for one side but not the other?
Because one side has been
does
doing
one
it
side
for
mean?
too long.
Why is it? What? I'm so sorry. What? Kai, why are you playing dumb? You
What
heard
does one
me
side
ask,
mean?
Stop. You heard me ask her very directly. If somebody, if there's another George Floyd today, does that justify another 4 months? You both said yes.
I think you're playing dumb, sir. I think you're playing dumb.
Kai, stop it. If
First you say it's not black and white. We all heard you say that. Now you say, oh, it's black. It's black. So which is it? Why don't you just stick to black if that's what you want to talk
But Kai, it just wasn't the black.
Stop playing dumb and just talk
Hello,
about
Kai.
black if
Kai,
that's what you want to
we
do.
both agreed that it was white Antifa members as well, correct?
You never let me finish what I said it was. But, I mean, if you want to go off of that, fine.
But do you agree with that? Just yes or no?
No, I disagree. It was not just Antifa.
Okay, tell me more.
It was also COVID-19, so we know that it was a lot of people
I'm
that
not
just
talking
came
about
out.
what was going on. I'm talking about the people going into stores and looting.
If you allow me to finish, I would.
Once again, I'm talking about the people looting, not
You
what
don't
was
like
going
the
on.
answer. You don't like the answer. That's fine.
Kai.
But you have people that were rioting that were not even Antifa with Antifa, so you have to take that into consideration.
Gotcha.
This is why I
you have
asked you,
scientific
did
data
you take a scientific
You have scientific data
experiment?
to prove that. Yes or no?
You tell me. You the one saying it's all black people doing it.
But Kai, it's not just all black people. It was the
I
far
don't
left.
You
think
said it
you-
was
I don't think
majority
they-
black people, sir. That's what you said. Majority black people. And
Dave, I
then you
don't
use the
think you
news as if the news is
understand.
a scientific experiment.
Okay, so let's move past that. Let's just say hypothetically the rules are reversed. A black man, a black cop is on the knee, or his knee is on the neck of a white man. Does that give the white people and the black Trump supporters the green light to go to every black neighborhood and set it on fucking fire?
What about black Trump?
Just yes or no. I just want to know because you guys said that if there's another George Floyd, it gives you guys the right. So does it give us the right?
George Floyd's situation is a racial profiling injustice. So if a police officer had his knee on the neck of a white officer, you can best believe that those other cops that are out there are not going to stand around and just allow that black police officer to take the life
No, just
of that
hypothetically,
white cop.
the same exact scenario where the other cops did nothing, they stood there, and a white man died just like George Floyd. by the knee on the neck
No,
from a
no,
black
because
cop.
this has
Does
been
that?
going
So why
on
is it okay for you guys, but not okay for the crackerjacks? Explain.
because the Cracker Jacks have been doing it for far too long.
Do you
To unalive a white
do
man?
you agree
Wait, wait.
with Martin
So
Luther
wait,
King?
wait, wait, wait. So it's okay to
Do
unalive
he
a white
deserve to go to
man, right?
jail? Do he
That's
deserve to be
basically what you're
convicted?
saying. But when a
Do he
black
deserve to
man
go to
gets
jail?
unalived in
Yes.
the United States, you need to destroy the whole entire United States. That's what you're saying.
No, when it's a police
Well, I'm
injustice, when
basically
it is a
asking you a
racial
question, and
profiling,
I asked you one before, and you said that basically taking TVs without paying for it is not stealing. So I don't really think you're going to give me an answer, but
it is
I'm trying to
called making
understand.
a
So a
statement.
white man's
It's
life
Well,
stealing, but
wait, hold on, Paul. If God forbid there is a
yes.
reverse George Floyd, I'm gonna want to go to cities like Philly and make a statement. Is that okay?
You wouldn't do that
Being
because
okay
it's
Yeah,
is
not
I
the
would.
subjective.
same. It's
It's
not
a
the
subjective
same.
opinion.
It's
Okay,
not the
but once
same.
again, do you just understand from just sitting back and listening to this conversation? When I asked the two of you, if God forbid another George Floyd happens, is it justified for another 4 months of fires and looting? You both said yes without hesitation. However, if there's a reverse George Floyd and the white folk want to go to the black neighborhoods and start taking care of business,
Y'all
would
y'all
that
do that anyways though. Without justice, y'all do that anyways.
okay?
Y'all
Yes,
Tell me
that's
just
something.
y'all
something y'all
just
been
y'all
doing,
just
so that's nothing new.
Okay, so give me something this century that
Y'all
a
will
group
burn
of white
down more
okay.
people.
churches, but yet
So a few
What?
days ago, y'all just strange fruited a black person on a college campus. A
But
few
wait, hold
weeks
on, Kai,
before
Kai,
that,
stop,
you
stop, stop,
strange
stop.
fruited somebody
Kai,
else.
stop. Once again, you guys come up here, zero facts. Give me the white person that did that. Go ahead.
We all know who and
No,
what is
you
doing
don't know.
that.
You don't know. That's the
We
problem,
do
Kai.
know. That's the
That's
problem.
the
You
problem.
guys
All right,
pretend
so
as if this
why?
stuff don't
So
happen.
Kai,
You're just like your ancestors. You're
am
just like
I
your
to
ancestors.
believe? Am I to believe the police and the FBI or some moron on TikTok? Who am I to believe?
I'm supposed to believe the people in my community that have been getting strange fruited for over 400 years, sir.
Okay, when was the
Why
before
you
this one?
turn a
When was the
blind eye
last?
to it
Okay, when was the
because you're
last?
already against
Stop,
black
Kai,
people.
Kai. Once again, and this is you guys being a bunch of sensitive bitches, right? Nobody's getting hung right now.
Why are you
Nobody's
calling people
kicking
out of their
cotton.
name? Why are you calling a black
Dave,
woman the
but
B word?
Dave,
And this
look what
woman
he's
and this
missing.
woman sit up here and
So
allow it.
on the
You,
day
miss,
that that
above me,
black
you will
kid
allow
got
it.
hung, who got hung
Daniela,
as
You
you're
allow
well?
not
it.
white, so you
One
need to
This
moment,
speak
man
in white,
just called
okay?
this
relax,
little
breathe.
boy just
So
called a
on the
woman a
day,
bitch, and you allow it.
Wait, I'm talking to
I'm
you.
nobody's
What the
mother.
fuck? I'm
He called
talking to
you.
But you ain't
you.
gonna say it to my face, sir.
Turn
But
your
Don't
camera
meet
we don't
up.
off.
have to exchange. We don't have to call each other
Okay, yeah,
bitches.
Dave,
let Daniela
We
make her
can
point.
agree to
Let
so
disagree.
Daniela make her
on the
point.
That's
Don't be
y'all
a
day,
Charlie
fucking
Kirk
dumbass.
crowd
oh
that
my
do
Go
that.
God,
ahead. My
okay,
friend
okay,
Daniela's
cool,
talking.
cool.
Go ahead,
That's y'all
Daniela.
Charlie Kirk crowd
So
that do
on the
that.
day, okay,
Okay,
relax.
tough
So
guy.
on the day that
Yeah,
that black kid got
that's
hung,
y'all
who else
racists
got
that do
hung?
that.
Okay, so on the day that black kid
Daniela,
got
you're
We
hung,
not
can
white, so
we
Stop!
you
who
can
Let
need
else
to
got
Daniela
relax.
hung?
talk.
we can
Why are you
name
guys? Why is
thousands
it?
of people that have been
All
lynched,
right, here,
sir. Are
Kai,
you
Kai, Kai. Here,
crazy?
let me help
Do
you
you
out,
know
Kai. Very
basic
simple.
history?
Very simple, Kai. Get the fuck out of here. Now you could say the last time a white man held me down or whatever. Say it was today, motherfucker. Go ahead, Daniela. Make your point.
So on the day that that black kid got hung, which is horrible, also a white kid got hung the same day, but nobody's talking about that. So guess what? In the
Yeah,
United
same way
States of
y'all not talking
America,
about the kid
so
that got,
guess what? I wasn't done
uh,
yet. So I wasn't done yet. So guess what? In the United States of America, it doesn't only happen to black people, it also happens to white people.
are you white, Daniela?
No.
So
But that
why,
doesn't
this
change
has nothing to do
reality.
with you.
What does that mean? That I'm not allowed to speak about certain issues?
You ain't speaking about
I
the
have to be white to talk about white
community, right?
problems or black for
Like,
black problems?
you need to be
If
worried
that's
All
about
right.
the case,
Palestine
Paul,
and
then I could
Gaza.
tell you to shove your opinions about anything else that has nothing to do with your own community. Makes no sense, but you're very vocalized about everything, so hush.
All right. Let
No,
me
that's
hear
what you are. You
from.
damn
Hey, Paul. Just hold on 1 second, please. Cole. Where are you from, Cole?
Born and raised in Tennessee. I live in the Chicago area now, though.
You ready for the National Guard to come in?
I don't pay attention to that. I don't think they're coming in here to do nothing like trying to.
Would you be for that if Donald Trump called you personally and said, "Listen, call, I think there's a gun violence problem in your city. I want to send in 20,000 National Guard because Donald Trump is not a racist. He's going to save some black lives in Chicago." Would you be for it?
Sending in the National Guard to do what against its own citizens?
I'm just so sorry. Just very simple. Would you be for
No.
or against?
No.
Okay.
Against.
Very intelligent start, of course. So why is it that there are people that say Black Lives Matter, but there are black people dying just about every day in Chicago because of gun violence? Why is it that Black Lives Matter, but there is a solution available for the city of Chicago that cuts down on murders instantly, and that is more law enforcement on the streets? Tell me why you're against it. Go ahead, sir.
So first, I don't believe sending the military into any U.S. city to, I guess, patrol to stop gun violence is an answer to the gun violence in Chicago. You're talking about one city, and when Black Lives Matter, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
When Black Lives Matter do their thing, it's specifically about police brutality. I don't know why y'all take it past the conversation surrounding police brutality. Like, leave it about police brutality. Don't make it more. Don't talk about the citizens killing one another, because this happens in every city across the country. Chicago is just the most publicized. It's
But
one of the
some
biggest
are worse
cities in the
than
country.
others. You could agree there,
Yeah,
correct?
I mean they have more population. There are more people. It's a denser population. So it makes sense.
Okay. So what I don't get is if I'm the mayor of a city or if I'm living in the city of Chicago and my people are dying and somebody walked up to you and said, "I have a solution where less people die," regardless of what it is, why would you take it?
Because I think that creates more issues.
Okay.
There's already severe distrust between black people and the government. That already exists. So you're going to add more fuel to that fire by bringing in more government agencies to do what? To police these people?
But why did the murders go down in Washington, D.C. when Trump sent in the National Guard?
I have no clue. I don't know what the murder rate is in Washington, D.C.
Do you think, let's just say hypothetically it goes down a lot. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is.
Okay, great. So,
but there's also a story of what does not go documented.
okay, so you're saying there was just as many murders, they just swept it under the rug.
It's a possibility. I'm not speaking on DC.
That's the problem. That's what I'm talking about, Paul. That's what I'm talking about. Is if you are honestly thinking that that people are going out and committing murders at the same rate when there's 20,000 National Guard in that city, you're crazy, right? More law enforcement equals less violent crimes. There's no doubt about it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, tell me an instance.
No, it doesn't.
Go ahead, tell me more.
At the end of the day, you're talking about human beings. I don't give a fuck what uniform they put on.
Very good.
I don't care what uniform that they put on. They still commit crimes and cover things. Regardless of how minute that you may think it is.
So, hold on one second, Daniela. So, Carl, if you and I went in front of an independent judge and we were debating the case, and I said, "Look, just recently, this calendar year, we have one place Trump sent the National Guard in, and less gun violence and violent crimes happen. And historically, when there's more police presence, right, whether it's at a football stadium or an airport, less violent crimes happen." What evidence do you have to present to the judge where more law enforcement presence leads to more death? Go ahead.
I don't have one.
Okay, so what the fuck are we doing?
But you're talking about documented cases, bro. That's the thing. Like y'all look at this data. Y'all follow data. Like everything is documented. There's nobody documenting every single thing. If you believe that every single murder out there that happened has been accounted for and tried, you're severely wrong.
Okay,
you're severely mistaken and naive. And that's all I'm saying.
I think factually, not every murder is tried, right? Not every murder is solved. So factually, you're correct. But when we talk about facts, when I bring up the 51% and stuff like that, You guys go crazy
Wait.
over
I don't know what the 51% is. I
okay.
wasn't here that long.
Over half the murders done in this country are done by black people. Agree or disagree?
Allegedly, yes.
Okay.
Because over 55% of the murder exonerations have been black people as well. So you can play that card like, oh, half of the black people are killing people, or half the murders are black people. But if 55% of those have been exonerated, then that number is not nearly as high as you say.
No. Stop. Don't get it twisted, please. It's not 55% of the murders were exonerated. It's 55% of the exonerations were black people. So it's either we focus on the. Go ahead.
It's the murders that were said to be committed by black people. That 55% is specifically. It's not a that's not a totalitarian number.
Do your research, okay? So let's just say hypothetically there were 4,000 murders done by black people, and 100 of them were exonerated. Why focus on the exonerations and not the other 3,900? That's my problem.
Because of the murders documented, that don't mean they all have the right person.
Unbelievable. So so you think the courts get it right 100% of the time? Of course not. No, I'm not up here pretending.
So even if it's 4,000 murders and they arrest and try and imprison 3,999 people, and they get it wrong. I mean, they only got it wrong one time. That tells you that there's a flaw in this system, bro.
Just imagine, Carl, if everybody took the approach that the black community has a problem. Let's look at long-term solutions, and let's get a short-term fix, which would be more law enforcement on the streets. I think the black community a decade from now would be much more successful as a whole. So
you think bringing in the National Guard would just help fix black people?
When I have people like you coming up here, not acknowledging facts and basically saying more law enforcement is not good with zero facts to back it up, that's why the black community in this country, you guys are fucked. You guys are fucked because the majority of you think like you too.
Hold on, let him talk.
Go ahead. You can respond either one.
No, I just wanted you to get your point across. But so you telling me that bringing in the National Guard is only for black people? Is only going to help the black people?
No, it's just not black people dying in Chicago, right? It's also white people.
It's not. But for whatever reason, this conversation is surrounded around just black people. I'm pretty sure there are. And the surrounding suburbs.
So
pretty sure.
Would National Guard
For my
help
question.
What? Go ahead, Danielle. Go.
So my question to let's a little bit of logic into this conversation that I don't know, bro. I don't know where you're thinking. So if there's a neighborhood in Chicago that has high gun rates, but now what's going on is not helping and it's not going down, bringing in the National Guard, will that not help the rates go down, the crime rates go down?
I just told you I don't believe so. I think you're going to send those people to feel like they have to protect themselves.
So, but the system that is now is not working, so you have to try something else. So maybe bring in the National Guard and see if it's working. And if it's actually working, God bless. Crime rates are going down.
So what if it doesn't? What if you send those people? What if you send the National Guard into a city and those people feel like I have to protect myself against them, and then you raise this civil war that people have been perpetrating?
Wait. Protect
what if that happens
against the National Guard? The National Guard are there to guard you.
All right.
Why would you have to protect yourself?
The National Guard.
Okay, Daniela.
All
right.
We were.
Hey, listen, I just think we're in denial, right? Where is there a place throughout history? Paul, you're breaking up. Just very.
I'm not even talking.
Name a place or an event or a city or anything where more law enforcement presence leads to more violent crimes. It just doesn't exist.
They sent in the National Guard for George Floyd, and they increased the police force for George Floyd. for
Okay.
that entire rioting situation, and it got worse.
Okay, but there's a
Yes,
difference, right?
yes. Hold on. Yes or no?
Come on, Call. Don't play
Yes.
dumb. Don't
No,
play
it's not
fucking
playing dumb,
dumb.
bro. You asked me to
No,
give you an example.
Call. Through every major city sat back. Just imagine if the police went in full force and stopped people from setting fires. They sat there and watched.
That's what they did. The
That's
polices of these cities just sat there and let people burn down their cities.
I'm so sorry. Did you watch the coverage in the summer of 2020?
No, I'm asking you.
Yes,
That's what happened in every
100%.
single city, and
100%.
somehow these cities are still fucking standing.
Right, exactly. Okay, for you to sit there and act as if now, if Donald Trump or myself was mayor of these cities, that shit wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't, right? We would not sit back and watch or focus on just one area versus all areas, and let businesses burn to the ground. Sorry,
But you are focusing on one area.
it won't happen, but that's the Democratic Party, right? Most of these cities were Democrats.
I'm not even.
Go ahead.
So you're saying the city of
I didn't hear
Houston is Democratic?
I'm sorry?
So you're saying the city of Houston is Democratic?
Okay, I don't remember seeing the city of Houston on the news once. I remember
right here in Houston.
Minneapolis, Philly, NYC. Those were probably the three. Los Angeles, of course. Was there another city that was shown on the news? Seattle. Thank you, whoever typed that. It seemed like they are all Democratic run. Can you tell me a Republican city, or I'm sorry, a city run by a Republican that was on the news every day during 2020?
No, I don't know every Republican mayor.
There's not. I mean, to be fair, these bigger cities, the majority of them are run by Democrats. I don't know why. I have no clue why. Okay, but it is what it is.
Why is it that anything that go wrong, it's a Democrat. It's a Democrat that did it. Every time something goes wrong.
No, not necessarily. I just think, once again, it's not white, black, red, blue. I've said this multiple times. It's just you're either dealing with facts and reality and common sense, or you're just sitting there just saying bullshit. And that, to be honest, Paul, you have said that. For you to sit there and say if another George Floyd happens, they're allowed to make another 4-month-long statement in looting and stealing, that's the problem. And it doesn't matter who you voted for or what color your skin is. You are not you do not have common sense. Nothing should justify burning a small business or a bigger business and looting. Nothing. But yet you guys do this nonstop and come up and justify it.
No, whoa! That's the backbone of the inception of America. You realize that, right?
Setting fires and looting?
Yeah, America been looting and burning shit down since the very beginning.
Okay.
Since Columbus came. Like you talking?
I like that. So go ahead. Say that again.
America has been looting and burning down cities since the very fucking beginning.
Okay, so
white people have been utilizing this destructive behavior, and it existed long before America.
Okay, great.
What are we talking about?
If I said I want to continue the tradition and throw another fire like we did in Tulsa for Black Wall, would you be okay with that? Because that is the history of our country. Would you be okay with that?
Would I be okay with it? No, but I also understand most of the time that shit happens because of some event. It's normally a political event that it takes place in, and the response is when I don't get my way, I'll burn this shit down and nobody gets it. And that's been the way. That's been the way of America since the very beginning. But y'all like to pretend like this shit is new.
I don't think you have the balls to set a fire. Have you ever set a fire to a building?
To a building? No.
Have you ever set a fire to a police car?
If you have a shooting right now in Texas.
This not me. I don't do this shit.
But you said that's the type of guy you are.
No, I did not say that.
Oh, okay, I misheard. Have you ever looted before?
Never.
Never. Okay.
Never.
Paul, did you
I
go
have I
looting
have
in the summer of
I have a
2020?
I have a wife. I have a wife and kids. I'm way more important to them than
I'm
some
sure
calls.
Paul did. It's a statement.
Paul, did you make a statement in 2020? Yes or no?
Are you are you
No, I
are you
made a
talking
statement
about?
in
Oh, you said
2004
Paul.
when
My
I was
bad.
stranded during Hurricane Katrina, when you guys did not care and went to war on our people.
Oh, is
Yes,
this
we
back at
definitely
Kanye
went
saying
into
George
survival
Bush hates
mode.
black people?
Who?
Remember when you're talking about Hurricane Katrina?
Yes,
Remember
we
when
looted
Kanye
for
was on that
survival.
fundraiser on TV and uh, I see the news about 3 shot at a Texas ICE facility. That is on Fox News now. Regardless, um, do you remember Kanye standing next to Mike Myers? They were doing a fundraiser, and
You talking
Kanye
about the
West blurted out George
MTV
Bush
thing?
hates black people.
Mm-hmm. That
I
was right
can't
after.
hear you.
Well,
Okay,
that was
Paul,
shortly after
forget it,
Katrina.
Paul. Let's go up
No,
to
he's
Carl.
talking. I couldn't hear you because
It's all
Carl
good,
talked.
Paul. Doesn't matter. Just Google Kanye West, George Bush, Katrina, and you'll find it. Carl, where are you from, Carl?
I'm from Florida.
And what brings you up, kind sir?
I wanted to address the situation you were talking about. If the National Guard went into Chicago, how that wouldn't help. And well, from the guy called me or whatever, call me what or whatever. If the National Guard being there won't help, then what is the solution for it?
But if I had the solution, it would be done already. If I came up with it, somebody else would came up with it. I'm
Can
not
I
the
talk to
smartest man in the
Carl?
world.
Okay, but that's my point. What is it? If you already thought of it, then someone else already thought of it apparently.
Do,
So
do
what is
you
it?
do you believe that nobody else considered sending the National Guard into Chicago? You believe
I'm
like
saying
you believe
if
Donald
there's
Trump came
no
up with
other
that, and
solution, if there's
we
no
don't.
other
But we
solution
but we
brought
don't
up,
know. We
huh?
don't. I'm saying I don't believe adding more guns to a gun-filled city is the answer. I don't believe that they're gonna go in there and it's just gonna be peaceful. I don't believe it. I
So
think you're talking about.
hypothetically, if you have somebody that wants to commit a crime, do you think that they're more or less likely to walk out their door with that gun to commit the crime with 20,000 National Guard in the same town? Are they
I
more
don't.
or less likely to leave their house?
I don't think you understand how fucking vast Chicago is.
How what?
How vast and how huge this city is. I don't think you understand how big this city is. 20,000 is a small number in comparison.
Okay,
It,
I'll
it
send in
pales in comparison.
100,000. I want to make sure that thugs do not leave their house with the purpose of shooting others. Are you for
And
that or against that?
I'm against it because all it
Okay,
takes
makes
is all
sense.
it
So
takes.
you're pro thugs leaving their house and shooting others.
No, see, there you do with the causation thing. I never even alluded to that. I'm simply saying all it takes is one incident, one negative incident where the entire city says, you know what, these motherfuckers not here to protect us. And now I feel like I have to protect myself against the people that were supposed to be protecting us. Sounds a lot like the police and black
But
people.
do
Like I
you
don't.
think it's just
What, do you think you
because you
dumbasses
have
would win that fight? What the fuck?
no,
You
but
said
it's they
you said
have
what?
this
What are you gonna do?
consensus.
Declare war against the National Guard? Yins are gonna get fucked up.
Bro, I'm not saying, bro. Look, listen,
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
Daniela.
saying
Let Daniela
that it
talk. Go
is.
ahead, Daniela.
But you have this consensus that you just don't trust the police and the government. So for you, automatically, every time they enter your neighborhood, they're after you. You don't have any solution yet. Somebody came up with a solution to stop these gun crimes, and it's still not good for you. And you're still finding excuses to why it's not going to work instead of letting it happen and see if it does work. And if it does work, it actually saves lives.
Because I
So
don't live on the side of fiction where any solution is the right one. I don't live where like, oh, if they bring them in, it's just gonna stop for fucking sure. No, because
Okay,
there are
so
going to
if you
there are
don't bring
still
them
going to
in,
be
then
people
what's the other
opposing.
solution?
Bruh, I just told what's your name, Carl. I don't fucking know. I don't
Okay,
know.
then
It's been
so
you're
then
talking
bring them
about
in.
you're talking about a problem that's persisted for more than for centuries.
Like this didn't just pop up in 2025. It's been going on. None of the solutions have worked. So I'm supposed to believe that we finally figured it out because we want to send in 20,000 or 100,000
Okay, so
National
so
Guardsmen?
you just okay, so you just stop finding solutions and you say, F it, let the gun crime just go higher and higher?
Is
Or
that
do you
not?
continue trying?
I mean, you could take the Second Amendment away. I don't. It's a million fucking things you could do, but sending in more guns to an already volatile situation don't sound like the
But
fucking
Take the
answer.
but
Second
they're not
Amendment away,
walking
then why
around
not just take
pointing it
away every
at you.
amendment?
But they're not walking around
My
pointing it
guys,
at you.
you, what's your Daniela?
They're
You have no
guarding the
fucking clue.
area from crimes being committed.
Like, bro, y'all, we literally have seen this shit play out over and over and over. Where
Okay,
people say,
this
"Oh,
is for
the,
me.
the
For me, this is for you. I don't trust the system. That's all. This is what I'm hearing. I don't trust the system. I don't trust the system. I don't trust the system. Well, guess what? It happened in Washington and it worked. So maybe just give a little bit of faith in the system and see. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's like
I
I'm
mean,
fighting with your emotions and
I'm,
feelings. So
I'm 35 years old. I've been trusting the system, and this let me down multiple times. So now I'm supposed to go to the system that's let me down multiple times and trust it now.
what did the
We
system do
we
to you?
we 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 don't do this. This behavior is not something that's
What did the system
becoming
do
of.
to you?
It's irrelevant. My personal story don't matter to this. I'm just telling you from my own history. I've trusted this system before. I've trusted the judicial system many a times, and it has let me down. And I'm not the first black
And
man. I
how
won't be the
many
last
people
one.
it didn't let? So how many people it didn't let down?
I don't know. Tell me, because you clearly have
Many,
that answer. No, tell me.
many. It
That's
let
not a
down
number.
some,
Many
and
isn't a
it didn't
number.
let down.
Many is
What do you
five.
mean? Wait,
Many
wait,
is
wait, wait,
five
1 second.
million.
So
Many is
you're
5 billion. What's
debating,
the number?
you're debating from a place of emotion, okay? You're debating with I think we'll see, and we're coming and telling you it worked in
No,
Washington.
you're not.
What do you mean?
You're
Dave, did
not.
it work in Washington?
And he knows that, Daniela. That's the thing.
So
These
it's
people know
factual.
that. These people know that deep down you have to
Do
know
do
that
you
more law
do you
enforcement
believe
equals less crime,
do
right?
you
There's
believe
not
that
many. Think about all the places, and I mean this sincerely. I'm not being a smartass. Think about all the places where there are more guns located, whether
I
it's
I don't think
a
DC is one
football
of them.
stadium,
I
whether
don't think DC
it's
is one of them.
the airport. No, I'm talking about locations where there are more law enforcement present. There's
Okay.
a reason why there's not a bunch of shootings and violent crimes going on. Now you could easily say, "Well, look what's going on at ICE." I'm sure there were people with guns there, and it looked like it was shot up. But most times they're targeting the they're not targeting where there's more law enforcement. Nobody leaves their house and says, "I'm going down to Heinz Field where there's going to be thousands of cops for a Steelers game to conduct a shooting." It deters more violence. Go ahead, respond.
Who, me?
Sure.
I mean, I don't really know what you want me to say.
Then wake the fuck up, Paul. Wake up and say that the National Guard coming in would cut down on murders and violent crimes. It's
Bro,
that
if
simple.
if that was the case, that would have been done centuries ago across the country. If that was clearly the solution, you're not going to tell me that nobody pulled this trigger for this long because it was going to work. Like, oh no, that is going to work. We're not going to do it. You don't think they ever had this conversation? They had this conversation numerous times. Nobody
Correct.
pulled the trigger for a reason,
Correct,
and you
Donald.
you're
It's
you're,
right
you're utilizing
because
you're
it
utilizing
becomes
Washington D.C. and
political.
the social
Because it
climate in
becomes
Washington D.C. is
political.
not the same
That's
as
why
it is in
nobody does it.
Chicago.
First of all, let's
All
just say
right.
there was a Democratic president. Okay, first of all, a Democratic president isn't ever going to make a Democratic mayor or governor look bad. So that's why Sleepy Joe and Barack Hussein Obama never pulled that card, right? Donald Trump has had enough, and he's doing it to a red state in Tennessee, okay, with the hopes that everybody wakes the fuck up. And Pritzker and that idiot running Chicago, okay, wakes the fuck up and puts more law enforcement on the street.
Okay. I mean, y'all sound like me just on the other side of it, but you don't see it.
Yes, we're on the
Like
side of
it's
common sense and
no,
facts.
you
You're on the
believe you
side
are. You
of
like you you're
emotions
you're
and
still
feelings
you're
that
still hope you hope it works. Like realistically speaking, Chicago and DC are two completely different worlds.
Gotcha.
It's
We
two
want to
complete.
save lives.
Chicago's
What do you
not
mean?
good, Danielle.
We want to save lives. Yes. We're fighting to save lives. We're not sitting here like the Democrats and saying, let them be, guys. You know, this is not going to work. It's a different community. We have to understand their emotions and feelings. Feelings, bro. People are getting unalive. Crime
And
is so high. You have children living in these neighborhoods. What's wrong with you? I don't care about your feelings. I want people to live.
I don't know why you're talking about feelings to me.
Because you're talking out
All
of.
right, Daniela, let's end it on a high note with Daniela with her last thought. I have a conference call in 13 minutes, and I want to watch the coverage of this ICE facility being shot up. I appreciate all you guys hanging out. And once again, I will leave you with this. There's just two sides here. It is either you believe in facts and have common sense, or you're a Democrat or a black supremacist or a Muslim in this country, and facts mean nothing. Whether you disregard them because the white folk did them, or you try and justify because of what happened decades ago. And that you guys, once again, you guys, the ones that are not based in facts, are the danger to this country. No doubt about it. And I will leave you with that. So I appreciate you all. Fox News, CNN covering the shootings now. MSNBC is talking to some kind of old couple right now, or at least an old guy with a younger chick. But I appreciate you all, and I will talk to you guys later. Follow this account and click the link in my bio, and click on YouTube. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you want. I post all the replays over there. I appreciate you all.